And for Wellington Castillo, so did his first career grand slam and a big 5 RBI ball game. For the Orioles, that ends the losing streak. And now Chris Tillman will take to the mound and see if they can begin a winning streak. For Chris, time to have a good first inning and a big-time game.
I know people are going to roll around and say he's close. You know, he's had a couple of sequences, and you think, okay, there he is. He just hasn't been able to put it together. We'll need it tomorrow in a day game. We'd like to split this series and head back to Baltimore.
It's the Orioles on Masson, and we welcome you back to Chicago as the day game will wrap up this road trip for the Orioles and an opportunity to go 2-2 in this 4-game set against Chicago. Well, it was a long time with the L's piling up overall and on the road. The Orioles happy to get rid of that last night. Now maybe things just can relax a little bit. Guys put not so much pressure on themselves with every at-bat and every pitch. Try and get back to putting some W's together. What's happened this season for one player, and it's been kind of quiet, is that Trey Mancini is having one of the real fine starts of the year for a rookie in Major League Baseball. And he continued it last night. Last night, it started out early, second inning. This would be a ground rule double. He would end up being on base, would come around to score the first run for the Orioles. He picked up a walk later and scored. Fifth inning, a single. This one going to right field. He would come around to score again in the sixth inning. Another single on the hard ground ball. Adam Jones would score. It was a 2-out RBI. He's put up big numbers for the Orioles all season, and it doesn't matter where he plays. You take a look at the numbers for the different positions he's been in. He's had 6 starts at first base, 25 in left field where he's played most, a couple in right field, 10 as the DH, and he's gone 3 for 6 coming off the bench as a pinch hitter. The numbers for Trey Mancini, Jim Palmer, are very good.
Yeah, we just don't want to play him in right field. I mean, that's a rather classic case of the obvious. And, you know, give him a couple of more months playing like he is, he'll tell Buck that. But, you know, for most young players, if you move a guy around, and again, remember, he's pretty much a first baseman in the minors, learned to play right field in spring training and did a nice job in a very windy environment down in Sarasota. That usually affects your batting average because you're thinking this and that, whatever. But I think last night was a microcosm of what he's been able to do, not the fact that he also hits home runs. You know, down the left field line, in the hole, down the right field line. He had a home run, 3-run home run earlier in the series here. So, again, and the other thing to me as a former pitcher, what you look for, okay, can I get him out one way? And if I do, can I stay there? So every hitter has holes, but his holes, he seems to close them. And you don't see too many young hitters able to do that.
He's really been able to make adjustments both at the plate and in the field. He'll be in the lineup again today. When we come back, more as Father's Day approaches about Buck Showalter and his dad, Nathan. We'll talk with the skipper as he remembers his father. Orioles baseball on Masson, brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Sunny summer day here in Chicago. Father's Day coming up on Sunday. Chance to listen to the Oriole manager, Buck Showalter, again talking about his family, his dad Nathan, his sisters. Picture from back in the family days. We talked with Buck about where he lived. It was on the border of Alabama and Florida. Racism was a very real issue, and his parents took the side that he'll talk about now.
You know, I was fortunate that both of them had the guts to stand up for what was right and set that type of example from day one. I mean, I remember when he supported the teachers and walked out with them over some of those issues. They told him as a principal, you can't do that and you'll never work again. Well, when they integrated the schools, they came to him, and I remember one of the first things we did was he gathered up the family. We went to the all-black church, and I remember walking down opening the door and walking down that aisle, and Reverend Carter, who Dad made his guidance counselor, looking down the hall, and watched my dad get up and speak to this crowd. I was so proud of him. It set such a great example. But the phone calls we'd get at night and the things that he would fight for, and I spent a lot of time thinking about why. You know, and as I got to know my grandfather, who was a postmaster in Radford, Virginia, it became more and more to me apparent. But I didn't really think that they were ahead of their time until you're around other people and you get out. And you know, I remember on Sundays after church, we'd go to an all-black league because he wanted me to play in this older league and realize there were other things going on in this world. First time I saw a left-handed move, first time I saw a changeup where he turned it over, first time I saw a certain twitch that I'd never seen before. He wanted to expose me to all that and say that, you know, you're not in this world alone, and you got to, you know, I was, I think, one of the few white players on the basketball team, and I enjoyed going and playing with them on Saturdays and Sundays, and some of my closest friends. And Dad and Mom were so welcoming of that stuff. And but I look back on it, and I mean, there's still parts, people that don't even. It's just Dad never embraced ignorance, you know. And sometimes I see something happen on the field with some of these altercations, and they should announce that, hey, this guy's been suspended for being stupid and being ignorant, you know, and you can't, I can't coach ignorance, you know, and I won't tolerate some of the stuff that, even in our locker room, you know, and it hits home when you're in Boston with Adam and that type of stuff happens. It hits home, and it's all the byproduct of the way we were raised. Boy, you didn't bring any of that home to our supper table. You expect to be sitting at that table at 6 o'clock, that bell rang one time. And, you know, conversation all went around that, how'd your day go? Melinda, Marina, Melanie, I had 3 sisters, and get around to me. And, you know, there was, you know, you need to think about your words because they can be harmful and they can be hurtful, but it also reveals your real heart.
Well, that's the way he grew up. That's the way he has practiced his life in the same way. Why, when the Adam Jones thing broke, the reaction from him was immediate and knew exactly where he stood. Take a look. BGE Home, Baltimore's home team for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Why would you call anyone else? It is a warm 83 degrees. Humidity up there. A little breeze. Not much blowing from left to right at the moment. Take a look at the Orioles lineup, brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Rickard Jones and Manny Machado, Trumbo, Mancini, and Scope. Castillo. It'll be Ruben Tejada in, a day off for J.J. Hardy. Caleb Joseph will be doing the catching. Castillo this season, 4 of the 5 home runs he's hit have either tied or given the Orioles a lead.
Yeah, and David Holmberg, he originally, all the way back in 2009, signed with the White Sox, and he's been around, I mean, 4 different organizations. So starter mix, he's got 4 pitches. And again, the righties, and you'll see a lot of righties in the lineup, hard in, soft away. He's got a good changeup. And then the third one change is good because he'll throw it at any count. And again, because of injuries, Rodon, Shields just got back. He's been pressed into starter duty, and he's done a nice job for him.
And the first pitch of the ball game is in there for a strike. Joey Rickard in the leadoff spot, getting the start against the left-hander. Joey's had a 2 for 5 in this series. Rickard with the 283 off left-handers. About 25 points higher than he's had against righties. He'll foul it away 0-2.
Yeah, fastball for a strike and then right to the changeup.
Holmberg's only 25 years old, but
and he's a big guy.
Yeah, you said with the injuries, not a lot of work.
He comes out of well, he's born in Houston, lives in Port Charlotte.
0-2 delivered to Rickert will be taken down low.
So he's a big finesse lefty. But think about it, the Orioles' third-round draft choice, Zach Lowther. I mean, he's maybe not quite as big, but similar out of Xavier, and has a similar mix.
For his career start against the Orioles, it'll be foul back. He has made an appearance, worked a scoreless inning in relief in Baltimore, but you got to go all the way back to 2014 for the only other time he faced the Orioles. 4-6 his lifetime record. Joey Rickert battling here with a 1-ball 2-strike pitch off speed delivery will go to right field. Garcia, and he's got it for the out.
Take a look at their defense on this sun splash day here at Guaranteed Rate Field. Cabrera, Willie Garcia, and Visiel Garcia. Same outfield we've seen. Frazier, Anderson, Sanchez, Abreu, and then Devin Smith on Monday night, first major league home run. He's doing the catching.
That'll bring Adam Jones up. Adam comes in with a 3-game hit streak. He has continued it with a good 5 for 13 in this series. So Adam, again, as he is prone to do, puts hits together. He'll carry the 4 or 5 game hit streak, have an over, and he'll be right back. 3, 4, 5 game hit streak again. That has pretty much been what he has done throughout his career, and why the average has always stayed so consistent. The high 280 mark around 290. 1-0 delivery on the way, and that'll be in there for a strike.
And that's kind of where he tops out, 88, 89. He's going to move the ball around, so he's not overpowering. But again, 88, 89 maybe look a little bit quicker if you keep throwing that 82 changeup and you sell it with a good arm motion.
Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way, and that will be taken down low. Let's take a look at our AARPs getting to know you.
Oh, there you go. Day games. That's not always easy. Orioles probably got back to the hotel somewhere around maybe what, 12:15, 12:30.
That one's going to be a base hit into left field. Adam got one up and didn't let it go by. So Adam 6 for 14 and now in the series, and now a 4-game hit streak for him.
Yeah, the impressive thing to me, they had the infield in, and he took a fastball up and away and hit it right between first and second. So again, when he's hot and when he's seeing the ball well, and if you've been watching Oriole baseball, you know he's playing through injuries and soreness and all the other things that are going on. And I told him, I said, you're right-handed Tony Gwynn. Because Gwynn used to hit every ball between third and short, first and second works too.
Absolutely.
But he said he's a living, well, he was a living legend. He said, I'm just still trying to do that. But I tell you, that was a great at bat.
Now Manny Machado. Manny's also got a 3-game hit streak going, and the off-speed breaking ball is in there for a strike. Manny looking to up the average from 218. He does have 12 home runs though, and 28 RBIs. He's had a big season series against the White Sox, hitting .333 against Chicago this year. Manny will take a fastball at 88, catches the outside corner, goes to 0-2. Real tough May, lowered that batting average. June, as you see, a whole lot better at .294. Machado with an 0-2. Jones on at first, and Manny on the off speed, a little bit out in front of it, just missed getting one over the bag.
Yeah, sometimes when you get in slumps, and he scored some balls last night, so he's the average should not be where it is. And again, sometimes, and we saw him do it on Monday night after he missed 3 games with the wrist injury, is he took balls to right field, and that's kind of how he's capable of hitting with 2 strikes. Tough to get guys out that'll do that.
Left-hander's delivery will be up high. Manny a 4 for 13. Doing the current 3-game hit streak that he's got going. Against the left-handers, it's been a bit of a struggle. Only .236 off the lefties for Manny, and you figure that average would be a good deal higher than that. Adam Jones not going to do any running over there at first base. Here's the delivery on the way, and the off-speed pop-up will go to first. High sky, and in fair territory, Abreu will put it away. I want to recognize the home plate umpire for a moment. This is Ramon De Jesus out of the Dominican Republic. It's only the 2nd year that he's been at the major league level. He started umpiring in the Dominican, worked his way up Gulf Coast League all the way through the minors, as most of the umpires do. He is the first major league umpire to come out of the Dominican Republic, and he is just the 5th umpire to be born outside not to be a U.S. citizen. You got Gonzalez out of Venezuela, Angel Hernandez from Cuba, Alfonso Marquez out of Mexico, Carlos Torres out of Venezuela, and Ramon de Jesus, the 5 umpires who are foreign born and have made it here at the major league level. So good for Ramon, and we wish him well here in his young umpiring career. Mike Trumbo has had 4 for 13 in this series. Outfield very deep, playing him to pull. He'll foul that one off, hitting on top of it, and the count again will go to 0-2. So Holmberg getting ahead of the hitters here in the first inning.
Well, he's a strike thrower, and kind of read the scouting report the Orioles have, and again, he will pitch in, he will go soft. He's already gotten 2 outs on breaking balls here in the first.
His contract from Charlotte AAA was bought up on the 4th of May, and he pitched out of the bullpen and in relief. That one will be taken outside. He's done a real fine job. I mean, the ERA is great. Opposing hitters 141. Yes, it's limited at bats, but getting to a point where they have some meaning.
Well, there's also the teams. I mean, it was the Red Sox, the Tigers, and Cleveland, all 3 good hitting teams.
1 ball, 2 strike count. Adam on at first base. Trumbo will go after it. It'll go to short. Anderson will make the go to second. Sanchez there. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. 1 left on base for the Orioles. Chris Tillman, and the inning he has struggled in, number 1. And 32. They are 6.5 behind the Yankees. Yankees losing yesterday. The White Sox will have Cabrera, Anderson, and Abreu, Garcia, Frazier, and Davidson, Sanchez, Smith, and Willie Garcia. Davidson's been on a home run tear against the Orioles in the first 3 games.
And Chris Tillman, and again, the keys to him is, again, pitch smart. He said he pitched stupidly up in New York, where he gave up 6 in the first inning. So smart guy, figure it out. Better command. You can just tell by the fastball velocity went up, but the command didn't. This will be the 8th start of his career, having shoulder problems really all winter and then into spring training. And then, boy, when you're in 1 and 4, you just got to let that go. Today's about today, so be in the moment. And again, the numbers across the board are really escalated compared to any year that he's really had since 2012. And as you mentioned, what, 13 runs in the first inning?
Which has historically been the problem. It's not new this year for Chris, getting out of the first inning. Cabrera's been moved into the leadoff spot. One of the reasons he's hitting .379. Lifetime off Tillman with 1 home run. So Rick Renteria, the manager of Chicago, wanting to get him at the top, get as many bats for Cabrera against Tillman as he can in light of past experience. 0-1 delivery on the way. Cabrera will hit it hard to second, and off Scope's glove. He's still got to play, and will get him. Good recovery by Jonathan to get Melky Cabrera.
Yeah, a little bit shaky last night on one ground ball and then a missed throw. And this ball hit very hard, and he kind of saddles, but stays with it, and the plus arm. So right there, and again, he can throw with the best of them.
The ever advantage to playing at second in the infield. You get a second chance.
Well,
the
third baseman,
the other, you don't.
Third baseman's can knock balls down, deflect them, but shortstops can't.
Big play. You want that leadoff man on. Here's Tim Anderson. Anderson, the young 23-year-old shortstop, goes to the first pitch and will foul it away. Chris Tillman 1-0 this year, 4-2 lifetime against the White Sox. The opening start for him, he gave up no runs, 3 hits, and 5 innings in his debut this season, and the Orioles beat Chicago. Breaking ball will be taken up and in by Anderson. Rookie year last year, played 99 games for the White Sox, 97 of them at shortstop, which is where he is. Defense straight up. Tillman's delivery to him, and that's going to miss outside.
Yeah, they're trying to stay away after getting a first pitch fastball strike from the fastball, because Anderson done some big hits in this series, and they're all on fastballs.
Tillman, the 2-1 count. Chris with that hitch, and that will be fouled away. Couldn't time it, and the count will go to 2-2.
That's he's a big guy at 6'5", and he does have that little kind of hesitation with his front leg, his left leg. And I mean, he's kind of a right-handed version of Clayton Kershaw, who also has that little hesitation, and of course Kershaw a little bit more dynamic to the plate.
2-2 delivery, and that one he pulled out of the catcher's glove and fouls it off.
See, that's a quality pitch. I mean, this is the way you usually expect from Chris. And again, right there, that little, and then being a big guy, and he throws that ball at 93 down and away. That'll get a lot of outs.
4 career starts here in Chicago for Chris, 2-1. Very good ERA in this ballpark, 2.66. That's going to go to right field. It'll come back towards Trumbo. He'll get there and put it away.
The Oriole defense a little bit look because of injuries. Rickard, who came in for defense, made a great play last night. He's in left. Jones, Trumbo, that's the outfield. Jonesy with 4 Gold Gloves. Machado, Ruben Tejada with Hardy getting the day off. Scope Mancini, who's played very well, not to mention hitting, and then Caleb Joseph, who's been hitting and catching well.
Well, Tejada coming over just in time for the Orioles, as they have needed him. Hardy needs to get the breaks. Machado had been out, missed some ball games. Orioles missing Ryan Flaherty on the DL. Pitch taken by Abreu for a strike. Big series for Abreu. The 7 hits he has put up, 7 for 13. A couple of RBIs and 5 runs scored. He has had a great year against the Orioles, hitting .480. Pitch, a breaking ball that didn't, will stay inside. So Chris has got a chance for a 1-2-3 inning here in the first.
I believe in that 6-run Yankee, and he got the first 2 batters out. But again, Abreu is swinging the bat as well as just about anybody, and then of course Garcia right behind him, maybe even a higher average. But Abreu has had some quality at bats. The only pitch he hasn't hit, Gary, is the ball up and in. And maybe they're just content having him hit singles and doubles.
He is 3 for 10 with a home run lifetime against the Orioles starter. 2-1 delivery on the way, and Abreu will take the pitch outside for a ball. So Abreu looking to get on here, make Tillman work a little bit harder with a couple of quick outs at least to Cabrera and Anderson. 3 ball, 1 strike count. Abreu goes after it.
Got him to chase.
All 4 down, but he went after it, full count.
Well, take a look at your Mercedes pitch cast, and then again, when you're hot, sometimes you will expand the strike zone, and because you're hitting everything, and that was an example.
4 multi-hit games over the last 5 for Abreu. Tillman with a long hold here on the 3-2. And that'll be in the air to right field. Trumbo's going to be right there. And there is what Tillman and the Orioles wanted. A 1-2-3 first inning for Chris as he sets them down in order. Before they come in, you got to get ready to watch the game. The game, Charles Edwards from Churchton, 500 for being selected, 500 more for every Orioles home run hit today. Play Home Run Rich's Scratch House, win up to $50,000 or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/homerun. And good luck, Charles. It'll be Mancini, Scope, and Castillo coming up for the Orioles. Trey Mancini, we talked about at the top, comes in with a 5-game hit streak. And what a series he's had. 6 for 12, home run, part of it, 4 RBIs. That's just in this series.
And once again, they put that somewhat unusual. I mean, there's your center fielder way over here, and look at the gap up here. And again, of course, we've seen Trey hit the ball everywhere. The scouting report says you have, because of the changeup, have to use the middle of the field.
That'll be fouled off the other way and no play.
And because the changeup's that good and they'll throw it at any count, if you're not going to use the middle of the plate, he's going to have you out in front all day long. And that, again, if you're willing to stay a little bit more up the middle, you can also stay and hit some breaking balls, something they didn't do in the first inning.
Mancini down on the count here, 0-2, 282 off left-handers for Trey. Set up away, and the pitch will be down low. During the hit streak, the 5 games, he has gone 8 for 18 with 2 home runs and 4 RBIs. He's sitting an enormous 579 against the White Sox this year. 2 homers, 8 RBIs. Drives that one that'll tail away a bit. Garcia plenty of time to get over, and Mancini the fly ball out. Now talking about red hot hitters for the Orioles. Orioles second baseman Jonathan Scope has been carrying a sizzling bat of late.
Home runs, doubles. I mean, over the center fielder's head. Garcia misplays it a little bit, but he hit so hard I don't think he could react. So again, maturing as a hitter. Fielding, maybe hurrying a little bit. Got to slow that down. I still remember what Bertie Tubbs said when I was a rookie. He said, "You rush to lose, you slow down to win."
And we've seen Jonathan so good in the field that that's correctable, not something inherent in the way his defense has been. He stands in with a 4-game hit streak. Had the big 5 hits in this series, 11 at bats, couple of RBIs. He will take the strike. For the Orioles this year, Jonathan Scope leads the team in hits with 66 and RBIs with 36 and doubles. 3rd in the league in doubles. He also is 6th in the league in extra base hits. So Jonathan having an impression all the way around. Holmberg wants the new baseball with a count of 2 balls and 1 strike, and Castillo waiting on deck. Left-hander's delivery. Jonathan will take that outside. Not a lot of walks, not a lot of strikeouts. Holmberg puts the ball in play.
Well, who does he remind you of? He's a bigger version of Mark Burley. I mean, if you ever came up, and he did sign with at least originally with the White Sox.
Up the middle, right into the shift. Sanchez is there for the out.
That'd be a pretty good role model. You don't have to overthrow. And of course, when Burley came up, he threw a lot harder than he did at the end of his career, but he was still able to have success, even though he would have moved from the White Sox to Toronto.
Kind of looks like him, built like him a little bit too, a little smaller. Castillo. Big night offensively. He's DHing in this game with a left-hander on the mound. Catching last night, though. First grand slam, first 5 RBI ball game for him. And he's made the most of the 2 hits and 11 at bats in the series with the home run and 5 RBIs. For Wellington, another, as we showed you, a home run that mattered. 4 of the 5, tying or giving the Orioles a lead in a ball game. When he gets them, they've counted big time. Check swing will be fouled off over to the side. Here's this grand salami.
Yeah, the Orioles 5-1, 5-4 when he steps to the plate, and boy, 439 feet into the ivy. The Orioles would take a 8-4 lead at that, 8-5 lead at that point.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Holmberg's off-speed breaking ball is going to miss a way and up. And the count will go to 2 balls and 1 strike. Only 20 at bats for left-handers against Holmberg coming into this game this year. 2 for 20 the lefties. 155 the righties. Turned on it, foul. Off-speed pitch, and Wellington got well out in front of it. Now the Orioles looking for a win to wrap up the road trip. They will be heading back home. Weekend series against the Cardinals tomorrow night. 6:30 goes extra. 7 o'clock Masson 2. Kevin Gausman, Carlos Martinez are the scheduled starters for the first of 3 against the Cardinals. 2 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way, and missed outside with it. He floats tantalizing off-speed pitches around the plate, trying to get you to go after him.
Well, he's trying to get you out on your front foot, and again, if you're not willing, I mean, he's trying to hit the back of the ball, and that's why change of speeds can be so effective.
Center field, Willie Garcia, and a 1-2-3 inning, and we will go to the bottom of the second. Pitchers in charge. You take a look at the numbers rankings in the American League for this ballpark.
And again, so you know, not a lot of home runs. I mean, that's 15 teams. Runs per game is 6. Slugging percentage. And then team ERA, they pitch, of course, at least the White Sox, they pitch much better than they do on the road. Same with the Orioles at Camden Yards for some reason.
White Sox not a home run hitting team in any event, so those home run numbers would be down since they do not add to the power supply here at home very often. Tillman retiring the side in order in the first. Avisail Garcia, 7-game hit streak, will lead it off. Their cleanup batter playing in right field. Great series for him with a 6 for 13. You look at those 6 RBIs that he has provided in this series. Frazier and then Davidson will be due up against Tillman. Only 1 hit, 11 at bats against Tillman for Garcia. And he will take the first pitch, moving away and outside. Chris, 73 and 52, his lifetime mark. Still a very fine winning percentage for Tillman in his career. Garcia goes after it off the fist down the line, and that one is going to curve foul. That was a long way down there.
Well, what the one thing that Chris Tillman that is always since 2012 when he came back right before the second half of the season is giving you consistency. Gives you the ability to win. They usually score runs for him. He holds, controls the running game about as well as any tall right-hander I've ever seen. And you know when he pitches, with the exception of this year, you got a chance to win. Because he's not going to pitch his way out of games. Now this year, whether it's the injury and the windup's a little bit different and the timing, and they talked about hitting, same with pitching.
1-1 delivery, jammed him. That's going to be a base hit. So Garcia leads off the second inning. Yet another hit for him. That's an 8-game hit streak for Garcia.
Yeah, so take a look. I mean, you know, on the left is the normal Chris Tillman, and then and that's you know, if we went to 12, that number would even come up, and then on the right is this year, and across the board, the only number that's actually fairly decent is the runner scoring position number. So everything else inflated. Is it the injury? The only answer I could see. Still 29, still young.
Frazier with a runner on at first base. Garcia, by the way, is now the leading hitter in the American League. He came in 1 point ahead of Aaron Judge, so he's added to that. 339 to start the day. Judge 338, and that's his 82nd hit, tying him for second. Corey Dickerson's got 87. Starlin Castro and Garcia both with 82. Frazier, Orioles have really handled him. He hasn't had a hit in the series. He's gone 0 for 10, and on the year, a good hitter has had only 2 hits against the Orioles, 2 for 18. So whatever the number was on the scouting report, it's worked.
Yeah. I mean, he came in too red hot, 5 home runs in his last 13 games. He's chased a lot of pitches out of the zone. 0-2, you can do that here if you can make the pitch. And, I mean, that's a perfect example right there. And we talked, one of the keys was command. Caleb Joseph sitting low and away, and he threw the ball, what, about 2 feet to the right. And for whatever the reason, whether it's maybe the arm slot, they do all these numbers, and you know, if you drop your arm a little bit, it's harder to stay behind your pitches.
Runner off first base, nobody out. 1-2 delivery on the way, and that'll be down low, stopped. Joseph boxing that one and keeping it in front of him. Garcia stays at first base. So Caleb getting the start behind the plate. A couple of times this season now we've seen this, where Caleb will go behind the plate with a lefty, and it keeps the bat of Castillo in as he gets to DH. Orioles again shorthanded today, as Seth Smith with a bad back still bothering him. Would have to be a real emergency for him to play. In fact, Orioles are going to take a look when they get back home whether Smith's going to have to go on the DL or not. 2 ball, 2 strike count, and got him to chase one down low.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a little cut fastball or a little changeup, maybe a little harder than a changeup, but he gets it. This is what Frazier's been doing, chasing balls out of the zone. So he goes from red hot to really ice cold in a matter of now the fourth game.
So there's one down, 1 on. That'll bring Davidson up. Matt Davidson is hitting the home runs 3 consecutive games. First time in his career he has done that. And the last time the White Sox had a player to do that was Jose Abreu. Pitch to him, slider. It's going to catch the outside corner for a strike.
Well, Tilly's had a chance to watch him hit those 3 home runs, and they've all been pretty much fastballs. 2 of them, one to right center field last night, and the other 2 pulled, one to left center, and then the grand slam right down the line. All on elevated fastballs.
0-1 the count on him. Davidson will take the pitch away. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Bottom half of the second inning. Good crowd on hand for the day game here in Chicago, and it is a very summer-like day. There'll be a lot of glare here, high clouds going by at times, but see if it affects some of the pop-ups, fly balls as we roll along. Now Davidson waiting on it, goes after one up high with a home run cut.
Yep. Something other, and that's what you're talking about, Gary. Puffy clouds, occasional sun in and out. The wind pretty calm for Chicago.
Very. There's no breeze at all right now on the left. The flag's down the right field line. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Garcia, good lead at first, not going, and a swing and a miss, and again he's able to keep a pitch down.
Yep. And it's a fastball. Yeah, thought he might throw the slider. Hasn't really had a good one, so better velocity. Gives you an idea how good Garcia was down at first is hitting. He actually made a good pitch, and he still hit it into left field.
So Yomir Sanchez will come up. Leadoff single still there. Sanchez has had only 1 hit in the series, their second baseman. See what he can do in this one. Sanchez, just 24 years old. Turned 25 here in another week. AAA in the White Sox last year. Pitch taken down low for a ball. Manny Machado, even with the 2 outs, is going to play in at third. Sanchez with some outstanding speed. Got his first RBI against the Orioles in a ball game last May. One of the 53 he played in the major league level last year. 1-0 delivery by Tillman. Takes the big hack, pitch away.
Yeah, the other thing when you look at Chris Tillman, he's always been, because he's pretty much a high ball pitcher, fly ball pitcher, that the pitch count's going to be around 16 to 17. It was almost 20 an inning because of the struggles. Well, hopefully that'll come down this afternoon.
1-1 delivery on the way. That's down the line in left field. That will go foul. A couple of rows back. And Tillman gets ahead on the count, a ball and 2 strikes.
And that's this season. So more ground balls and fly balls. Of course, the fly balls have really hurt him. 7 home runs in 30 and a third innings.
Trying to get out of 4 consecutive losses that he's had. Minnesota, New York, Boston, and then the Yankees again. 1-2 delivery on the way. That's going to be a base hit into left field. Rickard will hold the runner at second base. Runners at first and second with 2 down in the second. Fireworks night, it's coming, presented by Maryland Excels, and it's tomorrow. Orioles take on the Cardinals. Good seats available, but they are going fast. For tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Fireworks night, Camden Yards tomorrow night. So 2 hits in the inning, 2 in the ball game for the White Sox. And that will bring Smith to the plate. Kevin Smith took advantage of the 1 game that he has played in to pick up a home run, go 2 for 3, and have 3 RBIs. He has not faced Tillman before. Yasiel Garcia down at second, Sanchez at first, and a strike taken. Smith in and out behind the plate for the White Sox this year. Another guy who was at AAA most of the season last year. 28 years old. Only had 7 games with the White Sox.
Yeah, all kinds of injuries last year.
Smith will ground it down to third, foul.
Well, you know he likes the ball up and away because that's what he hit for his first major league home run, and he launched it to right center field. He's always been, if you look at his minor league numbers, and I was talking to Todd Steverson, the hitting instructor, he said, you know, Davidson hits home runs, and maybe he's more of a strikeout guy, and Kevin Smith is more of a contact guy. 282 hitter in the minor leagues, so it tells you he doesn't strike out a lot. Never has struck out more than 68 times.
0-2 delivery on the way. Tillman wants a K right here, and he just caught up with that 90 mile an hour and fouled it straight back.
And we saw that even the other night when he hit the home run, he still hit another single into right field. So you know, home runs are nice, but so is a good approach. You know, the one pitch that Chris, and we're only in the second, he really doesn't seem to have much confidence in is that slider. It's kind of a little flat.
White Sox in the 3 games have gone 7 for 19 with runners in scoring position. Tillman, the long look back, the 0-2, and that one's going to be hacked away. Orioles have had an inordinate number of chances in this series. They have had 36 at bats with a runner in scoring position and have picked up 13 hits. That's a big number, especially for a ball club that has been at the bottom of the list in opportunities in those situations.
Well, what, Tuesday night, 2 for 11?
Yep, 6 for 15 in the ball game last night. Sanchez and Garcia. StatCast powered by AWS. Smith still 0-2, fighting him off here. We'll take the pitch down low.
And there's a slider trying to get him to chase and didn't even flinch.
Smith's had only 20 chances in these situations. Has picked up 4 hits. And as we showed you, one of the good numbers for Tillman has been getting hitters out in these situations.
Yeah, even in an off year through 7 starts, it's been the redeeming quality he's had.
Set up away, 1-2 delivery, and that will be fouled off.
And there's a kind of a slide step curveball, and he still fouls it off.
It's a tough at bat, pretty good pitches. Tillman's been hitting that mitt of Caleb Joseph early on. Caleb's really been getting a target way down, and the strikeouts he's picked up this inning, Frazier and Davidson, has been able to keep that ball well down in the strike zone. So Caleb really concentrating on that early on. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Moves away, wants that corner. That'll be up. And evens it up at 2-2 to Smith. This is one of those grinded out at bats for both pitcher and hitter. Garcia off second, Sanchez off first. And the 2-2. Full count.
No, you can see a guy that is committed just to making contact and cutting down his swing, and that's why he's not chasing these borderline pitches. And that makes it tougher to get out.
So this will be the 9th pitch of the at bat, and it will send the runners with a 3-2 and 2 down. No score in the second. Tillman trying to keep it that way. And the full count delivery. Runners go. Do it again.
Yeah, Caleb's going to come out. Caleb Joseph's going to take a little trip, saying, okay, we know what the pitch is, and it's a good slider. He just doesn't have one yet. So when your ERA, and again, it's limited innings, is over 8, you just don't want to get hurt on a hanging slider here and have a guy that doesn't hit home runs hit one. You don't want to speed the bat up when you can see he's trying to just go back up the middle. Tenacious kid.
Smith has hit .304 here at home. Again, limited at bats, but 189 on the road. He has really battled. 10th pitch of the at bat coming up. He's kept Tillman and the defense out there along with his 2 base runners, Garcia and Sanchez. They will take off again on the full count delivery. And that one's going to be down the line, and he just missed. First base umpire right there, Paul Emmel.
Yep. And that's a changeup. Talk about waiting. This
is the kind of at bats that add up in the ball game.
Well, they do, and you look on deck, and of course, when you're struggling, if you're really going good, you go, okay, do I want to pitch to this guy who is hitting everything I've thrown up there, or the young kid behind him on deck?
Willie Garcia.
Yeah, otherwise you have some bad thoughts.
Yeah.
If I end up walking him, and again, the slider's the right pitch, just doesn't have one yet. Only the second.
3-2, runners go, ground ball, knocked down Tejada, got to hustle it over to first, off the mark. Runner will stay at third.
Ill-advised throw, but nice to be able to flag it down. So there is the slider. He gets the ground ball, but it speeds the bat up a little bit and hits it in the hole. And again, Tejada. And again, he should never have thrown this ball, but this time Mancini, watch him come off the bat, heads up baseball easily, and then thinking, okay, not a lot of speed, even though, I mean, Garcia's a big guy, but he runs well, but he stays right at third base.
So that saved a run. Ball goes through. A run would have scored, but then almost gave it up on the throw over. Mancini got off and held on to it. So the bases are loaded, and it is Willie Garcia, the number 9 hitter, their center fielder. He has put up a 3 for 9 in this series. He's never had an at bat with the bases loaded till now. And the pitch is strike on the inside corner. So big moment, second inning. No score. 3 singles in the inning and 2 strikeouts. And a no-1 count on Garcia. And the delivery by Tillman, that'll be fouled away until he will get ahead of him. A 2-strike count. Leury Garcia, hand injury, has not played in the series. He normally would have been out there, and with the injury, Willie Garcia getting some playing time in center. 0-2. Runners on every base. And got him up on a high swing. Tillman strikes the side out with 3 singles included in it. White Sox leave the bases loaded, and the ball game remains zip-zip. Baseball on Masson, brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. Here in Chicago for our day game. 2 pitchers starting out with a couple of good innings. Orioles will have Tejada, Joseph, and Rickard coming up here in the 3rd. Tejada getting his chance at short for the Orioles. He's worked at 3rd as well. And again, another one of those players who can be an MVP, a most versatile player when needed. Game 5 for him. He's had 13 at bats, picked up 4 hits. Orioles guaranteeing themselves with the victory last night, the season series win against the White Sox, as they are 4-2 on the year. The Orioles have not lost a series to the White Sox in the last 9 season series. They've gone 7-0-2 over that time period against the White Sox. Holmberg, the left-hander, delivers, and Tejada leans in and takes a strike. Out of the off-speed breaking ball, and that's in there. He backed that one all the way off to 71 miles an hour. He will really change speeds on you. We've already seen that in the ball game.
No, that's his MO, and again, not overpowering, but knows how to pitch. Well, what did Dylan Bundy? I thought it was a great quote. Talked to him in the locker room today. He said, "Well, I threw the first 2 innings, and then I pitched the last 3." And Holmberg, that's how he's going to have success. He's got to pitch.
Got nothing overpowering. Keep you off balance.
Well, but again, 88 looks a lot quicker when you're changing speeds with 82, and then you got a slider and a curveball to go with it, and you're mixing them up.
1-2 outside.
And the other thing, I mean, all the the Flanagans, the Cuellars, the McNallys, the Jimmy Keys. When you can throw the breaking ball at different speeds, it makes it even harder. And then the good pitchers, they execute out of the middle of the plate, and all of a sudden they have you off balance.
The 2-2 delivery on the way. Tried to wait on it. Got the body started out in front, held back, and was able to foul it off, but able to do much else with that one. And a 2-ball 2-strike count.
Well, he's always talking about Ruben Tejada being a contact hitter. The most home runs he ever hit with the Mets 2014, what, 419 at bats. So again, he may be a guy that can hit Holmberg.
Tejada hits it hard, and he's got a base hit. 2-2 count, and he's got the single. And the Orioles get the leadoff man on here in the 3rd inning. For every Orioles walk, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50, supporting the American Diabetes Association. Orioles have 170 walks, total of 8,500. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. Caleb Joseph, just a couple of at-bats, 1 for 2 in the series. 2 for 11 against the White Sox this year. Tejada with speed on at first base, and the pitch is in there for a strike. Holmberg with a lefty move, pulls runners pretty tight. Tejada trying to get a read on him over there, and the pitch will be up high. Caleb working it to 1-1. Joey Rickard waiting on deck. Orioles are 11-12 against left-handed starters, 10th in win percentage in the American League against left-handed starters. Do have a little better average overall, though, against lefties. Joseph fights it off. Now goes to 1-2.
They can't come up with what they want to throw here.
Gone through the signs a couple of times.
Well, Caleb Joseph, and again, if you're going to come in and if it's down, that's all of a sudden that's where the power zone is.
1-2 delivery set up away, and that's where the pitch goes. Well, let's see what David Holmberg will do here as Caleb Joseph gets the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tried to get him to go after pitches away and refused. Caleb will put that one up in the air to right. Garcia comes back. And so does Tejada. Host your next group outing this summer at Oriole Park. Discounted ticket prices for groups as small as 15. Party facilities to fit up to 1,000. Oriole Park can make your group outing an experience you'll never forget. Plus, group leaders can earn a variety of incentives. To learn more, visit Orioles.com/groups. One away, runner at first base. Joey Rickard flied out to right field his first time up. Bird's delivery to him, a breaking ball in there for a strike, and again that pitch that's down there and around 70.
Well, curveball at 72, slider maybe a little bit harder, 83, 84, changeup 81, 82, fastball 87 to 88. 4 different changes of speeds, and then if you locate well, even harder to hit.
And the outside corner strike.
I mean, it's almost like you have to pretend, even though, a hit and run, you're going to swing because the runner's going. But it's almost like, and they work on it. Okay, man on first, runner's going, you stay inside the ball and hit the ball between first and second. That's almost the approach you have to have against this kid. Give him the inside part of the plate till you get to 2 strikes and just look away.
0-2 delivery on the way down to third base. That'll be handled by Frazier. Almost handcuffed him. Relay. Good quick double play around the horn. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We will go to the bottom half of the 3rd inning here in Chicago with the 2 teams scoreless. Page, taking a look, the Red Sox, Brian Johnson, he only went 2 2/3 last night. Shoulder discomfort. They're going to take an examination today on him. And regarding trading deadline coming up with the Rays deal, Archer, Cobb, and/or Odorizzi, it would be far easier to justify moving Cobb, a potential free agent, particularly with younger pitchers such as Jacob Ferrier emerging as viable alternatives. That from Ken Rosenthal at Fox. And also, for the first time since April, Francisco Liriano looked like the pitcher who dominated opposing hitters down the stretch in 16. In his first spring as a Blue Jay, he touched 95 miles an hour Wednesday. 13 swinging strikes. That's from Sportsnet Canada. They're hoping Liriano is back and can add to their rotation.
Well, everybody I talked to in spring training said he was probably looked as good, other than maybe Tanaka, who gave up 1 run in his struggle. They said he was looking like he did before he had Tommy John surgery.
Well, they are hoping they will have a rest of the season filled with Liriano in the rotation. A bunt shown, taken for a strike, Melky Cabrera.
Well, the other thing about the Rays, I mean, I saw Faria pitch the other day, and he's got fastball changeup, but he's pitched twice in the big leagues. Cobb's healthy. Yeah, he's a free agent, but he's still got a chance to win, especially the wild card if you're the Rays.
Everybody, as someone said this morning, everybody in the American League is in the wild card race. In the American League East right now, the Yankee lead's been cut to 2 over Boston. Tampa Bay's 5.5 out. The Orioles 6.5. Toronto 7. Not much separation. 0-2 delivery on the way. Cabrera will take it away. Same holds true with the White Sox. I mean, there's only 6 games separating all of the teams in the American League Central. Minnesota's got the 2-game lead over Cleveland, but I mean, everybody's still in the mix. 1-2 pitch on the way. But as we'll talk about later, it seems pretty clear, in the words with words spoken by the GM here in Chicago, that they're ready to move some people.
Well, Rick Hahn, talking about, well, you want to get better, but they may surprise themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, when they get Shields back, and not that he had a good year last year because he didn't, but he was pitching well before he got hurt. Rodon is a young lefty, power lefty, so obviously the ability to come back, even though he's not had the success with his rehab as James did. All of a sudden you might say, well, you know what, a bit better than we really thought we were going to be, just the way we are.
2-2 delivery will miss. Shields is going to be activated, scheduled to be activated Sunday. He will start at Toronto. He had a right lat strain that put him on the DL. Rondon has made 2 rehab starts, scheduled to make 1 more, and then he may be ready to be back. 3-2 delivery on the way, and Cabrera goes to second base. Jonathan Scope. And Cabrera is retired for the first out, bottom of the 3rd inning. Well, one-of-a-kind dad deserves a one-of-a-kind gift. Father's Day at Oriole Park. Birds battle the Cardinals, and all fans 15 and over get the Orioles grayscale cap. Plus, kids ages 4 to 14 run the bases, presented by Wise Markets. For tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Dad's Day coming up. Tim Anderson also coming up, flied out to right field. First time up, goes after it and fights it foul. He's now had a couple of hits and 10 at bats in the series.
Well, different offense obviously here in Chicago than New York, but the Red Sox, what, 10-6-6, so they've been swinging the bat well, but it's also a different Chris Tillman, even though it's only the 3rd. Better velocity, better command, kind of getting more to what you expect. But I learned that it never really hurt my arm in spring training. Well, actually I did 1 year, but it's a lot easier to have some kind of arm injury once you're in shape than if you have to start all over like he had to do. Because you're rushing it, you're coming back, and maybe you're accelerating it and whatever, where nowadays with spring training, especially when you have the World Baseball Classic, it seemed like it was about 2 months, more like 7 weeks, and he really couldn't do much.
So far so good in this one. 1 ball, 2 strike count on Anderson, and he'll go after a pitch inside off the fist, and a count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes from Chris Tillman. Now this is the ball club. Chris is going to rebound from the 4 consecutive losses. One, he's got a real good shot, if history says anything, with a 4-2 mark and real solid ERA against the White Sox, especially in this ballpark. 2-ball, 2-strike count on Anderson. White Sox are going to head out on the road. They came home, played the 4 here against the Orioles, and that's it. A very short homestand for them. They've got some more American League East battles coming up, which will be taken away.
Yeah, see, that's the pitch that even when he was winning 16 games last year, if you ask Chris Tillman, I said, what did that feel like? Because it's, you know, and he goes, I have no idea. And that really gets you into trouble because, you know, he knows who's on deck. You know, the 2 hottest hitters in this lineup, you know, Abreu and Garcia right behind him.
3-2 delivery off the end of the bat. Playable in left. And Rickert will put it away. So Anderson retired. Another 3-2 out recorded by Tillman.
Well, here you are on the pitch count at what, 58. And of course, Devin Smith had a lot to do with that. What, 11 pitch at bat before he singled.
Abreu flied out to right field. His first time to the plate. Two down, nobody on, no score in the ball game. Abreu will take the pitch down low. Abreu in the number 3 spot. And Garcia right behind him. These 2 hot bats Jim was talking about. One-0 delivery by Tillman. Abreu rips it for a base hit into left field.
Yeah, not going to get away with those pitches to Jose Abreu. Now, the other thing is coming in, Gary. I mean, the batting average from the stretch and the windup. I mean, it's really about a 150-point difference. And from the stretch, much better. But you know, we have a great vantage point here. We're looking down, and Chris is over kind of on the third base side and way across his body. A little bit more direct when he's from the stretch. And so, you know, a lot of times, and those are just minor adjustments. You put a line down. You go, okay, I want to be on that line, or you know, maybe a touch to the right of it. But again, you can see where his landing area is. The lefty Holmberg is straight ahead, and of course he starts there, and look, that's where his left foot's. So it's a long way to, and a difficult angle to the outside corner.
2 down, Garcia. He goes to third, and that's going to be a base hit. These 2 guys just very tough outs. Garcia now is 2 for 2.
Yeah, almost
just singles.
Yeah, almost an identical pitch. 2-seam fastball down and in, and of course Garcia. You know, we talked about only 1 for 11. He's now 2 for 2 today, but this is a totally different hitter, hitting 90 points higher than he did 245 last year. So again, that's a ball that almost catches.
So again, the White Sox get an opportunity. And again, Frazier gets the chance. 2 on and 2 down. 5 hits for the White Sox. Frazier will take the pitch outside, blocked by Caleb, holds the runners. Abreu and Garcia with the 2 singles. The White Sox had the bases loaded in the 2nd inning with a couple of outs and weren't able to score. 2 down here and 2 on. For Frazier on the year, 209 with runners in scoring position. Defense can stay back in the infield with a 2 down.
Hanging slider, swung right through it. Yeah, Todd Frazier was talking about his days in Cincinnati, and Dusty Baker was the manager, and he was saying, you know, he gave me a day off, and I planted myself right next to Joey Votto and asked him how he hit the way he hit, and he gave me some insights.
1-1 delivery on the way, and again, just not seeing, pulling off, way away.
Yeah, I mean, he goes from being hot to not, and in a matter of what, 4 games. But what Joey said was, he said, how do you take pitches just there and whatever? He said, until I get to 2 strikes, I look for balls in a precise area, and I refuse to swing anything else. Now, of course, how do you do that? You got to see the ball, and he's having trouble doing that at the moment.
1-2 delivery on the way by Tillman will be popped up. Mancini, Scope, and nobody's going to get there. Sliding out of the way was Trumbo to avoid a collision.
Yeah, everybody a long distance to try to run that pop up. The good news is that, you know, the Bermuda Triangle was out in foul territory.
The wind had not been blowing at the start of the game, but the last half inning it picked up, and it's blowing left to right, and it helped to blow that ball into foul territory.
Otherwise, you're on the mound feeling helpless. He made a pretty good pitch, change up down and away. And of course, Frazier's hoping it's not going to get caught.
So the count stays at a ball and 2 strikes on Frazier. Frazier with a 1-for-8 lifetime off Tillman. Keeps his at-bat alive with a little help from Mother Nature on the wind-blown foul ball. 1-2 pitch on the way, came in. Caleb was set up out, 1-2. Seen a lot of offense in this series, but early on in this one, tough to score. 1-2 pitch on the way by Tillman. That one off the fists again, foul back.
Yeah, much better arm angle. That's what I look at. And again, the slider's flat because his arm drops a little bit. It's harder to stay on top. But those were 2 pretty good fastballs. At least to me, Chris Tillman fastballs were 92, 91, where he can backspin him a little bit because he's on top of the ball and behind the ball. But when he drops down, the ball much more hittable.
Runners off first and second. 1-2 delivery again to Frazier, and again Tillman gets him. That's 4 strikeouts for Chris. No runs on 2 hits, no errors. 2 left on. That's 5 left on in the last 2 innings by Chicago.
Yeah.
Tyler Kuba, who is the son of Scott, the Orioles hitting coach, picked up by the Orioles in the draft, 36th round. You see the size, switch hitter, and big numbers for him, and playing at the Angelo State University in Texas. His dad talked about the process of getting him selected.
I think that there were some teams that had been talking to him, throughout the year, and you never know how that goes. Being a 5th-year senior and coming out, you knew it was going to be late in the opportunity. It wasn't going to be anything high end because of the age and where he's been. So, like I said, it's an opportunity. It doesn't matter if you're the 40th guy taken or the first guy taken. You got to go out there and you got to prove yourself, and that's what he's looking forward to doing.
Oh, that's really. And we were talking about it. We were all waiting to come out to the ballpark, and I said, "Well, can he play?" And he goes, "We're going to find out." And that's all you ask if you're. We all hit that age dreaming about getting to the big leagues, and that starts coming up through the levels. Very few players ever go right to the big leagues or don't have to spend time in the minors. We also want to send out our congratulations. How about Gavin Sheets, who's a local boy? He was the 49th pick, son of Larry Sheets, who's the coach at Gilman. He played for the Orioles. So
another chance.
Yeah, he's out of I think Duke.
Adam Jones, a base hit his first time up. We've gone through 3, no score. White Sox 0-5-0. The Orioles 0-2-0. Orioles base hits. Adam Jones and Tejada have had singles. Breaking ball. Thought he had it. Didn't get the call. Denied by Adam on that one. And a 2-ball, 1-strike count. So Adam with a base hit, hitting over 270 against the White Sox on the year this season. 4-game hit streak now for Adam. Orioles have had only 1 left on in the first inning. Back into the screen. Howie Clark is still coaching at first. The Orioles assistant hitting coach. Wayne Kirby, with a graduation in the family, is on his way back to the Orioles. Wayne taking the time to do the family, all important family matters. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Adam takes it inside and another full count.
Yeah, it's hard to tell whether the ball's really carrying, but I think it is. You know, the balls that have been hit have traveled a long way, but none of them have been hit like the first 3 games of this series. This park played pretty small.
3-2 delivery on the way and went after one away.
Yeah, he kind of lulls you, and you end up getting yourself out. You know, he threw it close enough. This is 87. Yeah, it's off the plate. In fact, way off the plate. And Adam thinks he can handle it. And you're letting it travel, and you're trying to go out, and you figure I'm going to take it to right field. He just swung at a ball that was pretty much unhittable.
Manny popped out his first time up. Manny hitting for the month of June. Just under the 300 mark at 294. He'll be followed by Trumbo, middle of the order for the Orioles. Left-hander's delivery will be chopped foul. Infield goes into the full mode shift. Sanchez on second baseman on the shortstop side. And that leaves Abreu on the right by his little lonesome.
Yeah, it's only the 4th inning, but a 0-0 game. And Manny hit 2 base hits to right field on Monday night. So they'll give him that.
A 1 delivery on the way, and that'll be taken away. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Fouled over the screen. Mike Wright, who worked a couple of innings for the Orioles in the ballgame last night, not available today, according to Buck Showalter. Having some shoulder problems. They want to let rest today and see what it looks like tomorrow. But he had effective outing last night. And Manny Machado goes down. First 2 strikeouts for Holmberg.
Yeah, and they're identical. Get ahead and get him to chase. Bad news is you struck out. The good news is you didn't hurt your back over swinging.
Two down, nobody on. Trumbo hit into a fielder's choice his first time up. Bill Holmberg in his 4th start, 12th appearance. Impressive job of pitching. That's going to be up the middle for a base hit. So Trumbo goes after the first one he sees in this at bat, and the Orioles have 3 singles in the ball game. 4th inning of Orioles baseball is brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4. Toyota, what drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. So Trey Mancini see if he can mount the 2-out RBI situation. Mancini flied out to center field his first time up. Runner on at first base and 2 down. Left-hander's delivery. Mancini a breaking ball strike.
Yeah, for David Holmberg, even though this year it's only his 4th start because of injuries. He came out of the bullpen after he did start 1 game down at AAA, but his whole minor league career was about starting.
Yeah.
He certainly understands what the pacing of it.
0-1 up.
I mean, if you're not overpowering, I mean, he's not going to throw. I mean, he hasn't thrown a ball over 88 miles per hour, so he can add and subtract and still know you can get guys out. Don Cooper, his pitching coach, he kind of likes, because most, in fact, all pitching coaches, they want you to throw strike one.
Here's the 1-1 delivery on the way. Tried to hold up again. Mancini foul tipped it at 80. So these variations Jim's talking about, we've seen that 71, 72 mile an hour off speed delivery, and then up to 88, and then numerous speeds in between.
And lately, just buzzing him up and away when he gets into this count, like that.
Breaking ball got him.
Yep. And a perfect pitch.
So the third strikeout, he strikes the side out. Trumbo with a single is left on, and it remains 0-0. Deal page. We talked about Rick Hahn, referred to it, GM of the White Sox, a little earlier in discussions with Bruce Levine of CBS Chicago. I believe you'll see more trade activity over the next few weeks. I feel it will be fairly rampant throughout the game, not just here. We are certainly, the White Sox are certainly looking forward to engaging with clubs and see where that leads. Well, that's an invitation to give me a call. Melky Cabrera, Todd Frazier, Jose Quintana, David Robertson, all been rumored to be on the trade block, while the relievers, including Tommy Kahnle, Anthony Swarzak, who we've seen, Dan Jennings, could also be moved to clubs looming to improve their bullpen. So it's a 6 weeks trade deadline deal, and the rumors will start flying, have started flying already.
Well, they started the rebuild, so to speak. When they traded Sale for the #1 prospect in baseball, Yohan Moncada, who's having a pretty good year, has a thumb injury down at AAA. They got Lucas Giolito out of Washington for Adam Eaton, who had a great year for him, but of course Eaton got hurt and he's out for the year for the Nationals. So they've made the right direction.
They got some big money contracts. That one in the air to left field. That's Matt Davidson. My Lord. Goodbye home run. He has done it again. Davidson delivers the long ball, and the White Sox a 1-0 lead. He has homered in 4 consecutive games for the first time in his career.
And he's gotten fastballs to hit in 4 consecutive games. Yeah, he's proved to me, as I said last night, he can hit the fastball. And this one, right inside middle. He's a fastball hitter and former #1 draft choice. They got for Addison Reed from Arizona.
14 home runs on the year, and a leadoff homer, 4th inning for Davidson and the White Sox, and a 1-0 lead. Home run number 8 off Tillman. Pitch will be away to Sanchez. Well, Davidson, I think fair to say, not one of the bats when the Orioles came into this 4-game set. Be concerned with it, but he certainly wasn't one of the hot bats. but he certainly has heated up in this 4 games.
Well, can you imagine being the Toronto Blue Jay advanced scout with the White Sox going up to Toronto?
Probably going to put a little asterisk beside
high fastball hitter.
Do not throw.
Yes.
Sanchez, the base hit, his first time up. 1-1 delivery on the way, and that's going to go to short. Tejada gets the big skip and the out. 1 away. Fans, remember, anytime the O's score 4 runs or more, you win free McDonald's Chicken McNuggets. Download McDonald's app today, available at Baltimore area McDonald's.
Well, if you're Chris Tillman, you just hope that that's not going to be, the defining moment of this ball game. And of course, I thought that in the '74 playoffs when they threw a 4th inning home run to Sal Bando and we lost 1-0. But but very rarely does 1 run beat you.
Pitch will be taken away. Smith at the plate. Base hit his first time up for Kevin Smith. Last White Sox to have a 4 consecutive game homer streak was Alex Rios. One's going to be fouled away. And now they've got Matt Davidson on that list. 1 ball, 1 strikeout. Smith to be followed by Garcia. Bottom part of the order. All 3 hits Davidson has had in this series have been against the Orioles. Home run. And the pitch on the way will be inside.
Well, there are guys that just can hit the fastball, and they are home run guys. Think about the old days. Gorman Thomas. I mean, he just didn't miss the high fastball very often.
2-1 delivery on the way. Foul back.
Yeah, of course, leading off an inning, you want to be aggressive, and then you got to give him credit, not missing it. You could pop that pitch up. I mean, not for him lately.
He led off the ball game's 2nd inning with the home run last night. Had the big grand slam home run the night before last. Solo shot night before that. And a base hit up the middle for Smith, so he's 2 for 2.
Yeah, his approach is really, I mean, if you're not going to play every day, I mean, he's got the ability. I think Caleb Joseph really worked hard on trying to have the same kind of stroke, but this kid, doesn't have the kind of power, but he's got a great approach of just hitting the ball back up the middle, and occasionally, we saw it the other night, he'll hit a home run. But he's got a nice swing because he can make contact, and you just look from his numbers. He takes pride on making contact and not striking out. That's kind of a departure from most young players.
And Willie Garcia, the number 9 hitter, gets a runner on with 1 down. He struck out his first time up, 3 for 10 in the series. Goes after the first pitch and a towering fly ball to center. Way up there in the blue sky. Adam Jones able to put it away, and there are 2 down. The Orioles going to take on the Cleveland Indians June 19 through the 22nd at Oriole Park. On Wednesday, June 21, all fans get the Dylan Bundy t-shirt. Good seats remain available for as low as $15. For tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Indians battling for the number 1 spot. So get a Dylan Bundy t-shirt and come see the Cleveland Indians. Cleveland 2 games behind Minnesota starting the day. Pitch on the outside corner, first strike, Melky Cabrera.
Yeah, I think most people penciled them in because again, they make the World Series. Now they're struggling. The Cubs are really struggling. Cubs have lost 10 out of the last 11 on the road.
Nobody penciled Minnesota in.
No.
And they've led most of the first third of the season. That ball Scope's going to have to really work for it. Couldn't get to it. Not hit very hard. Making the turn is Smith. That ball just died in the outfield, and Smith had the play in front of him, so he goes over to third. Cabrera gets the base hit, and they cover the corners with 2 down.
Yeah, curveball. And he just slaps it back up the middle. Fast infield here. A long way to go, and even if he did catch it, not going to have play.
So the White Sox with a 1-0 lead on the homer by Davidson leading off the inning. Have another chance here. They are 1 for 3 today.
Well, 91 pitches for Chris Tillman. He hadn't been wild. They've had some, extended at bats, but 91 or 81 pitches feels like 91 or 95 when you don't get any runs, because everyone is so important.
And swing and a miss, had him chasing one that was down and away. Good pitch. Tim Anderson. Anderson has flied out twice. White Sox out hitting the Orioles now 8-3, and they've picked up 3 of those hits in this inning. Tillman the 0-1. Anderson 1 for 4 against him. Ground ball foul.
Yeah, the stuff much crisper for Chris Tillman. Command righty to righty. With the fastball still a work in progress. More comfortable to his arm side, which would be in. That's kind of the fastball that Harrison or Davidson hit. And I don't know why I want to call him Matt Davidson, Matt Harrison.
It's a good name. Yeah. A fine name. Both.
He's not going to change his name after 4 home runs in 4 games. It's going to be the Matt Davidson.
0-2 delivery on the way, and a chopper. There's nobody over there but the first baseman, and that's going to be enough. Mancini plays it to the bag. Anderson is retired. 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, 2 left. Davidson's home run, 1-0. Twitter. You can look for this photo on @MassinOrioles to enter, and be sure to check out the 811 bike and car courtesy of Miss Utility this Saturday and Sunday at Oriole Park. Follow @MassinOrioles on Twitter for more info. Miss Utility reminds you to always call 811 before you dig. It's the law. Gary Thorne and Jim Palmer with you here in Chicago as the Orioles wrap up the road trip back home against the Cardinals tomorrow night. White Sox the 1-0 lead, 1-8-0, 0-3-0. The Orioles against the left-hander. Holmberg has held the Orioles to 3 singles. Orioles have not been able to get a runner in the scoring position through the first 4.
Yeah, really haven't hit a whole lot of balls hard.
Nope.
Yeah.
No walks, 3 strikeouts for Holmberg.
Well, 10 runs, 13 hits last night. 7 runs in the first game of this series.
Jonathan Scope grounded out his first time up. Scope with a 5 for 13 in the series. Left-handers delivered to him will be off the catcher and foul. Holmberg with the first pitch strikes, getting ahead of hitters and mixing up the speeds. Hitting the Orioles to chase on the strikeout. And the pitch is going to be up and away.
Well, he's done everything the scouting report said. Now we know that it's probably easier to pitch than to hit, because even if you hit it hard, you might hit it at somebody. But the approach was supposed to be back up the middle, right field, and that maybe slow the changeup down. So you're hoping for him to maybe get a little bit wild, or in a 1-0 game, it doesn't take much. You know, it can be a leadoff guy on, a blooping double, or a gapper. Get one up in the air here. Ball's carrying well.
3-1 delivery, and that's what the Orioles needed. First walk. Orioles get the leadoff man on here in the 5th inning. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles.
Yeah, I love it when they used to say, well, you know, he cruised into the 5th inning with a 1-0 lead. You never cruise into the 5th inning with a 1, because it can evaporate in a moment.
This day and age, you don't cruise into any inning with any lead.
I mean, you always, to me, I mean, you got to be in control of your emotions and your body, but you always have to be a little on edge, especially in close games.
And that will bring the catcher Smith out. Talked with Holmberg on the pitch away to Castillo.
I think the one thing in the Orioles' favor, because he kind of a spot starter, and it looks like they may get somebody up in their bullpen, is that again he really hasn't thrown a whole lot of pitches. So it's, in the first start 72, 74, 71, and right now he's at what, 68. And again, it's a tough game because there's no run support. One pitch can make a big difference.
The White Sox have added to their bullpen today with a change. We see Michael Inoa is in the bullpen now. Came off the 10-day disabled list, and Juan Minaya, who pitched in a couple of these games, has gone down to Charlotte. So that's the move that was made today. So Inoa is available, and Minaya has gone down.
Yeah, Inoa, I mean, he was actually pitching pretty well for him. Orioles saw him in early May when the White Sox came to Baltimore, but he just hurt a quad. That, looks like he's about 7 feet tall. That's what happens when you have tall quads. Easier to hurt.
Swarzak up.
Well, we've seen him in 2 of the first 3 games.
1 ball, 1 strikeout on Castillo, and the breaking ball will be inside. Tejada, then Joseph due up for the Orioles. Again, we've got a pitcher, Holmberg, trying to get through 5 innings with a lead to be the pitcher of record when he comes out, and that may be a struggle here with a leadoff walk to Jonathan Scope. Left-hander's delivery down the line and foul.
Yeah, once you get a leadoff guy on, and we used to go into Kansas City, and Charlie Lau had left the Orioles and gone on to be one of the great hitting instructors, and he used to talk about the area of maximum vulnerability, and that's behind the runner. And again, if you can hit a ball to the right side, maybe a little bit harder to do in 2-2 counts. It just, not only if you don't get a base hit, you advance the runner, so you get him into scoring position. Put pressure in this case on Holmberg.
That one's going to be a base hit into center. It'll be played back in by Garcia, and the Orioles get it going. Scope stops at second base, and the Orioles have the first 2 on here in the 5th inning. Get a runner down to second for the first time in the ball game, and in this 1-0 game, the Orioles now a chance to have an inning.
Yeah, and when you might even see him, even though that Caleb Joseph behind Tejada, who's coming to the plate. The way both of these teams have scored, do you play small ball here in the 5th inning? Stay out of a potential double play?
The White Sox are looking into the dugout, asking that very question to Rick Renteria, their manager. The third baseman, Todd Frazier, has moved in. So let's see how the Orioles play it. Scope on at second base, Castillo at first. Tejada had a base hit his first time up. White Sox playing bunt. Both Frazier and Abreu, third and first, are in. Pitch on the way, and he does bunt down to first, or tried to, and foul.
Yeah, got to hit the bad angle. I mean, the barrel has to stay above the hands, and it has to be out in front of the plate. Otherwise, when you bunt a ball, it's good chance it's either going to go down and hit the plate, or it's going to be in foul territory. And you would think, as a utility guy, who doesn't hit a lot of home runs, he would know how to bunt.
Well, let's see if he gets another chance to do just that. A 1 delivery on the way, not showing bunt. Pitch will be taken up. Tejada once had 15 sacrifices in a year in his 3rd year pro ball at Binghamton. He had 15 sacrifice hits.
Yeah, so they moved back a couple of steps because of that. Yeah.
One ball, 1 strike count. Ruben Tejada, 2 on for the Orioles. Pitch, and he does square, and the pitch will be taken up high. Charging in hard at first base was Abreu.
Yeah, and if you're David Holmberg, they're trying to give you an out, so you have to throw a strike. And you throw another ball here, boy, you really put yourself in a situation where, number one, you got to throw a strike, and maybe the bunt will be off. But again, with a 1-run lead, even if you give up a run, you don't want to give up 2 or 3.
2-1. Swinging away, popped it up. Shallow center. Second baseman Sanchez called off. Cabrera's got it. And the runners stay, and an infield fly rule had actually been called on that before Garcia put it away.
I take a look. So he's trying to sacrifice, and then again here, I mean, it's almost a stab bunt, and then not close to the plate. You're going to miss it here with a curveball or maybe a slider, and then it's a pitch to hit, but pops it up.
So now a visit to the mound. The bullpen, Swarzak is ready. Been warming up here in the inning, and it's a tough one as Rick Renteria is coming to get him. So with 1 down here in the 5th inning, the left-hander Holmberg's going to leave with a lead, but he's not going to have a chance to be the winning pitcher in this ball game. White Sox are up 1-0.
Start again, only the 4th start of this year, kind of an interim starter because of injuries. Pitches well, does walk the leadoff batter here in the 5th, and then gives up a base hit. Does get 1 out, and he will leave. Your Jiffy Lube pitching change is brought to you by Jiffy Lube. Your Jiffy Lube stores now do brake services. Stop in and let Jiffy Lube perform a free brake inspection today. So Anthony Swarzak, they know about him. Fastball slider pitcher. He's pitched real well. Saw him as a starter with Minnesota last year with the Yankees, and then this year as a free agent. So look at those numbers. Lefty's not hitting him at all. Done a real nice job for him. I mean, again, this is only the 5th inning. They have yet to fail to win a game. They've had a lead going in after 6 innings or into the 6th inning.
Swarzak comes on with the Orioles having runners at first and second base. Here's Caleb Joseph, 1 down, and the pitch for a strike. Caleb flied out first time up. Leadoff walk to Scope in the inning. He's at second now. The base hit by Castillo. He is on at first. Swarzak working, has worked against the Orioles this year in 3 innings worth. He's had 1 run scored against him. Picked up a couple of strikeouts. So Swarzak, the veteran, 31-year-old, signed as a free agent in January. Key part of their bullpen. 0-1 delivery. Will miss away. 1-1.
Yeah, Jennings up. We saw him last night. Now he's up. In case Seth Smith is able to play and pinch hit.
One ball, one strike count. And a pitch up, and Caleb going after it.
Yeah, again, I mean, it's a fastball slider, so he can elevate the fastball. I mean, on Monday night, he actually got away with some pitches, but also got some big outs. So this is 93. So he's pretty much, again, made himself into a 2-pitch pitcher, which you can do a lot easier out of the bullpen.
1 hit, no runs in the inning worked against the Orioles a couple of nights ago. 1-2 delivery on the way. Caleb got it up in the air. That's towards the gap, left center field, and that's going to fall in for a base hit. That will score Jonathan Scope. Castillo is on his way to third. He'll stay there as the throw trickles in, and Caleb gets a big hit. Well, and the Orioles tie it up at 1.
Gary, we've been talking about their outfield. They'll play guys to pull or whatever that aren't pull hitters. That ball had a lot of hang time. I mean, Caleb's very happy about this, but this ball's up in the air a ton of time. And again, Garcia, he'll get to it, but it's already hopping. And Cabrera's playing down the left field line, and then that for this time they really could, and the ball drops. So the Orioles very happy about that. And not only they get the tying run, they get runners at second and third.
Joey Rickard at the top of the order. The infield will be a double play depth. Castillo on at third base, Joseph on at second. Caleb picking up the RBI to tie it up, his 12th of the year. And with 1 down, Joey Rickard will take the pitch away. Joey is grounded out, hit into a double play.
I'm sure that Anthony Swarzak thought I made a pretty good pitch. The Orioles are very happy that ball dropped in.
Rickard 0 for 2 against Swarzak will take the pitch for a strike. So the Orioles, with their first chance in the ball game with a runner in scoring position coming in this inning. Their second opportunity, Joseph delivers. Orioles now with 5 hits in the ball game. Base hit here could score a couple. Fouled away.
Yeah,
Infield's playing it halfway. I mean, they're hard ground ball, runner goes. They're going to go to the plate.
Well, I think if you know your pitcher and Swarzak's having a nice year, you're figuring, okay, if he can execute the slider, which he just did, you're probably going to get a grounder.
Again, that big gap in right center for that outfield alignment.
And they figure they don't have a lot of speed at third, so maybe you don't have to come all the way in. The ball's hit sharply, you probably have a play at the plate.
1-2 delivery on the way. Swarzak got it in. Joey trying to drive it somewhere to get that run in. And a 1 ball 2 strike count. So the run, of course, charged to Holmberg, the starter, also responsible for Castillo at third. Orioles break through here in the 5th inning of this tight game. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way, and chased one down the way.
Yeah, perfect slider. That's going to get the second out here, and again, he's trying to cover the outside corner, and then it just slides down and away. See him reach. That's what the blown away slider does.
So that will bring Adam up, the league leader, with runners in scoring position, coming in at 425. And meeting Don Cooper's on his way.
Yeah, who do you want to pitch to? Now, I don't know if I ever want to pitch around Adam Jones to get to Manny Machado, but he's not swinging the bat as well as Adam has. But boy, is that risky. But I think the good thing is, not that Swarnack's been in the league 5 or 6 years, but he's been around for that long in and out of the minor leagues. So who do you want to pitch to? And how are we going to do it?
Jones is 4 for 11 against him, and Manny's 3 for 5.
Yeah, so it's no bargain. Pick your poison. once brought that when Johnny Oates minute, you had Boggs on his way to Cooperstown and Mattingly, who hadn't been hurt. And Jim Poole's left-handed, who are you going to pitch to? Well, I don't want to pitch to either one of them. But you got it. And that's what happens here.
Castillo at third, Joseph at second. There are 2 down. And Adam Jones looking to give the Orioles a lead. Zwazak's delivery to him. Adam reaches. That's right field hard. Garcia there. So only took a pitch to get the out. The Orioles take advantage of the leadoff walk to Scope. Joseph drives him in. And this ball game is now tied up at 1 apiece. In Major League history, the first night game was to be played in New York, and Johnny Vandermeer made it a special occasion. He pitched his 2nd consecutive no-hitter, beat the Dodgers at Brooklyn's Ebbets Field by a score of 6-0. And on this date in 1976, players coming and going. 10-player trade between the Orioles and Yankees, both teams exchanging 4 pitchers and a catcher. In that deal, the Orioles sent Ken Holtzman, Doyle Alexander, Jimmy Freeman, and Grant Jackson, Elrod Hendricks to New York. Coming back to the Orioles, Tippy Martinez, Rudy May, Scott McGregor, Dave Pagan, and Rick Dempsey.
Oh, yeah, one of the great trades. It's people, unless you played on that team, which I did, I forget how instrumental that team was. And of course, that's the Orioles had traded Don Baylor, who would go on to be the MVP, and Mike Torres, who'd won 20 games, to Oakland to get Holtzman and Reggie Jackson, who would play for the Orioles for 1 year and then go up to New York as a free agent. But it changed. It really changed the makeup and the ability of the Orioles to contend all the way into really through 1983 when they won a World Series, and in the World Series in '79.
Abreu will take the pitch away.
Well, Scotty won, what, 18 games 1 year, 20 games 1 year. Tippy became one of the best relievers in baseball. Rick Dempsey was the MVP in the World Series in '83. Dispelling the rumor he never had a good week, because he did.
Jose Abreu, and he'll take the ball in the air to right field. Ball's carrying back to the warning track here. Trumbo puts it away.
Yeah, like a month before that, he's on the bench with Mike Lanigan. He says, you know, I've never been out for a day, let a week or a month. And a month later, Orioles
good time to do it.
Yeah, heated up at the right time.
So Chris Tillman working here in the 5th inning. Garcia, then Frazier. He has not walked anybody, has struck out 4, has held the White Sox to just the 1 run. White Sox have had other chances. They've left 7 on base. The Orioles have stranded 4. Avisail Garcia, he'll go after the first pitch and foul it away. Already 2 singles for him He's extended his hit streak to 8 games, and he has gone 8 for 15 in this 4-game series.
Well, that's why Todd Frazier said, I love to watch him hit. He's on deck, and he says, because I can see how they're going to pitch him. I can see what he does. And most things in life are very visual, and especially for younger players playing all the video games and whatever.
Off-speed pitches in there.
Well, I think Chris Tillman's saying, well, I threw him 2 fastballs, and he hit both of them in the left field on the ground, so we'll try something else.
0-2, 1 down. Let's see what he gives to Garcia. And did he go? It looked like it. Yep, he did. He's going to be tagged out. Paul Emmel, the call at first base. Yeah. And he threw him out of the game.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
He turned around and said something to Paul Emmel, and Emmel immediately has tossed Garcia. And Renteria is about to get tossed.
Well, he's going to, and I don't blame him. I mean, did Paul Emmel think that people came out here to see him umpire?
He's thrown out.
Well, I mean, that's the rules right there. But Rick Renteria has every right to argue this because it's ridiculous. I mean, he didn't really show him up. He just didn't agree with the call. Bad judgment. Not on the call, just on throwing him out. And you know what? He probably didn't swing. Oh, well. And maybe that's a little more demonstrative than umpires like. Yeah. But he had a point.
Renteria's already been thrown out, so we'll just stay a little longer.
I told him he was so mild-mannered on Monday. I might have to take a little bit of that back. But he's doing what everybody loves it here, and his players love it because they didn't think that Garcia swung. Players want your manager to, as long as it doesn't, hurt your ball club, to stick up for you. And now he's going, did I really do that? I think I'll leave.
So that's a big blow. I mean, they take their hottest hitter out of the lineup, Viciel Garcia. You'll have to be replaced in right field, thrown out here in the 5th inning.
Well, on the Orioles side, I mean, that's Chris Tillman making a quality pitch in a situation he usually hasn't been able to do.
Shortstop Tejada will get underneath this one. And a quick inning. Retires them. Literally. one going back to the showers. All right, Mazda do-ups. It'll be Machado, Trumbo, and Mancy. Could really hurt the Yankees. Their rotation had come around, and Sabathia, one of the big reasons. Grade 2 hamstring strain, likely to sideline him for at least several weeks. And on the 10-day DL, foot injury, Toronto. Ezekiel Carrera is out. And for Tampa Bay, starting pitcher with a hip groin problem, Matt Andreessen. So in the East, some injuries that will have an impact on those 3 ball clubs. So Lori Garcia, who has not played in this series, is in center field now. Had the bad hand. And Willie Garcia will go to right field for Avisail Garcia, who is thrown out of the game.
And actually, Willie Garcia, that is his normal position. He was only playing center. And of course, Willie Garcia, he's a infielder at shortstop, playing the outfield because of Eaton now playing for the Nationals.
So this ball game is tied at 1. And we go to the 6th inning with the Orioles. Manny Machado, Trumbo, Mancini. Holmberg, the left-hander who started a run on 4 hits, 4 in the 3rd innings. He walked 1 and struck out 3. Swarzak on in relief and stays in here to start this inning. And Manny with a swing and then a little flip of the bat.
No, he threw 94 right by him, but it was right on the corner. Now what that does, I mean, it makes you a little bit quicker because he was late, and then it opens up that outside corner for the slider.
Manny 3 for 5 off him on a check swing. They want to check it first. Nope.
Of course, the people are going crazy because up and in, down and away.
Manny with a 1-ball 2-strike count.
And either Garcia or Machado swung at the ball, but Garcia's a little bit longer swing.
The 1-2 delivery on the way. Down to 3rd. Oh, did he go up and chop on that one? Oh, recorded. Manny 0 for 3. 1 away in the 6th inning. Jennings had been up throwing the last half inning. Beck joins him. One down in the 6th. Mark Trumbo, a base hit, and he is hit into a fielder's choice. Mark has joined the top 10 in multi-hit games in the American League. He's tied for 6th. He's had 23 multi-hit ball games leading the Orioles. 1 down, nobody on. And pitch up high for a ball. Delivery on the way, and when that one same place, only he went after it.
Yeah, I asked Don Cooper, the White Sox pitching coach. I said, Swarzak, I mean, never ever pitched that well. He did pitch in 22 games with the Yankees last year, and like I mentioned earlier, he's early on in his career was a starter. He said, well, he is throwing a little bit harder. I mean, they moved him on the rubber, you know, a little bit more to the middle. But again, when you can throw 95 and elevate, and then you have a slider that you can throw down and away to righties. And then we showed you the impressive numbers. He even gets left-handers. So a big part of this bullpen that has been superlative.
Trumbo waiting on it. 1-2 delivery will be outside. Home run by Davidson in the 4th inning, his 14th. That's the run up on the board for the White Sox. And the Orioles, Caleb Joseph delivering the RBI to bring home Jonathan Scope, who had led the 5th inning off with a walk. Otherwise, pitchers have been in charge. 1 walk in the ball game. Now it's from Holmberg, and that's the one that scored. Pitch is away. 3-ball 2-strike count on Trumbo with Mancini waiting.
Yeah, and again, you know, Mark hasn't hit as many home runs, 47 last year, only 8 this year, but he is a threat. And again, if you're in only the 6th inning, if you're a middle reliever, you're going, where can I go where he can not drive the ball? Because you hang a slider or you try to get the fastball in and don't do it, Orioles will get their 2nd run.
Full count delivery on the way to him, and right straight back.
Wow. Is that a strike?
It is.
I think you want to be taking it. Vicious swing.
Mark has had 1 lifetime home run here in this ballpark. 3-2 delivery again on the way, and he walked him. So the Orioles get a second walk, this one with one down, and the potential go-ahead run on here in the 6th inning. And that will bring up Trey Mancini. Trey has flied out, struck out.
Yeah, and they even played. I mean, it's amazing. This is a 4th game. He's driven balls to right center, home run, 3-run home run down the right field line, and they still play him maybe a step or two to pull. They give him a big gap in right center field.
Faces Swarzak for the first time, and the pitch will be away. And the visit will take place at the mound. Well, but for Aaron Judge, probably Trey Mancini would be getting a lot more of the attention as a rookie, because he's up there among the rookie leaders in numerous categories. But Judge has kind of swamped the rookie field in the American League.
But it would be all right to be second to him.
Yes.
That would mean you still had a pretty splendid year. Be like,
and who knows,
winning a Cy Young or finishing second. You usually don't have bad years when that happens.
You still got 2/3 of a season left too. 1-0 count, one down. Trumbo being held by Abreu at first base. That's a big one.
He can pour that fastball in there. And again, as we mentioned, a starter early on, at 2 pitches, plays much better when you're relieving. And he's a strike thrower, you can see from those numbers.
Whole much different look than what you saw from Holmberg. A lot different for the hitters. Makes him look even faster. Foul back and out of play.
Well, you go from a finesse guy to a power guy. And that's all right. When you think about the great staffs I played on, he had, I was a fastball pitcher. Cuellar had a good fastball, but had a great screwball. Then you had Dobson, he could do all of those, and then you had McNally. So you had righty lefty, and they all pitched differently.
Tried for the outside corner, missed it. Mancini stayed off it.
Yeah.
So a 2-ball 2-strike count on Trey. Checking down to third, just looking. Trumbo not likely to go. Joe McEwing, bench coach, now the acting manager, with Renteria thrown out. Here's the 2-2 delivery on the way. Mancini fights off another one.
Yeah, good riding fastball in on the fist.
Game tied. Orioles trying to make it a 2-2 game set. 2-2 delivery on the way. That's towards the hole. That's going to be in for a base hit. Played by Cabrera in left. Stopping at second base is Trumbo. And again, the Orioles 2 on.
It is just amazing how Trey Mancini, he can look a little late. I mean, maybe chase a slider, but boy, you get the more pitches you throw to him, and right here he's strong enough and he's got enough topspin ability because he can get the bat head through the zone with great velocity, able to topspin balls into the outfield. He just keeps battling.
Longest hit streak of the season for him, 6 games. The Orioles have 2 on, only 1 out. Jonathan Scope is coming up. Don Cooper is going to go out again. Pitching coach to talk with Swarzak. Jonathan, of course, has been the leader of the Orioles when it comes to RBIs. 36 of them on the season. What's really amazing is that Trey Mancini is right behind him at 34, and Mancini has had 167 at bats to the 228 for Scope coming into the ball game. So Tracy, ratio of getting RBIs.
Well, you mentioned it. If he had a few more at bats, he's in almost 500 runners in scoring position. So you got Jennings, with Seth Smith on the bench available to hit. or if he's not available, which we don't really know, they don't know either.
Which is why Buck kind of holds that back at times. So Jonathan Scope, the RBI chance, one away. Trumbo on at second base, Mancini on at first. And the pitch to Jonathan will be taken up high. Jonathan remains right behind Adam Jones with the .378 average with runners in scoring position. Jones is first in the league and Scope is now second. .1-0 pitch on the way, and he got a hold of it to left field. That ball going down into the corner and stayed in. Cabrera makes the catch, and the runners go back. 2 down.
Well, maybe there is a method to their madness, is because he's playing down the line and he's, you know, like a slider, not a hanger, but it's in the middle of the plate. And again, I mean, it sounded so good off the bat, but might have got it on the end a little bit. And then Cabrera, who's played like a Gold Glover in this series, makes the play easy.
So Jonathan that close, but no. 2 down. So Castillo, a base hit his last time up. He is flying out. Still 2 on, but now there are 2 away. Castillo towards short. Anderson to second. Sanchez there. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. 2 are left on base. Bottom of the 6th, tie game. The plate dangerous because there you go.
Yeah, well, oh, Eric Thames, we'll see him later on when the Orioles go to Milwaukee. He had a home run last night with a 2-run single. Well, Mark Reynolds, the year he's had. Of course, that's in years past. And then Mike Trout. Of course, Mike Trout does everything. I think probably surprising was Salvador Perez, who hits home runs, but not in bunches. It plays at Kansas City, huge ballpark.
Star and catcher.
Yeah, so Davidson comes up in the same situation when he hit the home run, leading off an inning. That makes it a little bit harder.
Davidson at the plate against Tillman, who surrendered the home run in the 4th inning. But Chris Tillman has had himself a ball game on the mound for the Orioles. And the pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Davidson, Sanchez, and Smith. 6, 7, 8. Due up, bottom half of the 6th inning. Real good ball game. This day game here in Chicago. 0-1 pitch by Tillman. Took a little off it. Down to third. Goes under the glove. Can he get to second base? Answer's yes.
Well, you keep it in the park, but you hang a slider, and instead of a home run, it becomes a double. Red hot. Don't pinch me, because I don't want to wake up from this hot streak. It's a matter of getting good pitches to hit. You can see right there, a slider that stays up and in, and then Well, Manny gets a pretty good jump ball, just hit hard enough on a fast infield that gets into left field to represent the potential go-ahead run.
White Sox 1 for 4 in these situations, have left 7 on in the ball game. Sanchez has had a single, and he is grounded out. Potential go-ahead run on. They'll play the bunt. Machado in at third.
Yeah, you would think with Devin Smith coming up, contact hitter, they would try to get him to third. I wouldn't be surprised if they do bunt.
Tillman's delivery, and that one will be foul back. So Sanchez swinging on that one. See whether or not that changes up here. Sanchez has had one sacrifice.
Yeah, Davidson doesn't have a lot of speed, so maybe thinking, okay, if we do move him over, the Orioles can play halfway versus all the way in because of the lack of speed, and still bunting's not out of the question.
He'll take it down low. Stop made. Caleb pulls the runner at second base.
Yeah, I don't know how this game's going to end up for Chris Tillman because it's tough to win with 1 run, but the stuff, I mean, right there, that's a changeup just missed, staying behind it. He's thrown a couple of good sliders, a couple bad ones. Fastball velocity better, command better, except down and away to righty, so he can work on that between starts. And the fact he's out there in a tightly contested game in the 6th inning.
Tillman the look back, and the 1-1 delivery on the way will be outside. Count will go to 2-1. Outfield fairly deep on the second baseman Sanchez. A couple of hits, and a bonus up for the Orioles. A couple of hits in this series. 2 for 14. His chance here for go-ahead RBI. Tillman wants the signs again. Stands off the rubber. Sanchez 273 on the year in these situations. Pretty good number for him. Big lead at second. Does bunt. Drags it. Foul. Boy, he was almost out of the batter's box.
Well, that's all good and well, but you know, again, the idea is to get him to third, not to bunt it foul. So, you know, maybe more comfortable. Louis Aparicio end up in the Hall of Fame, and lucky it didn't pop it up where Caleb Joseph could corral it.
Or where it would hit him.
Yeah.
So 2-ball 2-strike count.
Well, he can really run. So, you know, I guess he's probably coming up through the minor leagues as, you know, the drag bunt, the famed drag bunt, where you just kind of beat the pitcher and the first baseman to first base. And
he was bunting more for a base hit there than a sacrifice. Runner on second. 2-2 delivery on the way, and it goes full. Sanchez to be followed by Smith.
Now it's a little bit harder to get him to hit the ball where you want him, because he's thinking, okay, I'm going to get him in, or I'm going to hit it to the right side, get the runner over anyway. And again, these 2 balls he's hit hard have been on a changeup and a curveball.
Tillman's delivery over the top and walked him. So the first 2 are on. First walk surrendered by Tillman in the ball game. 2 on, nobody out in the 6th. Lock in your Birdland summer. Reserve your seats for upcoming promotions, including a Zach Britton bobblehead, infielders bottle stopper set, 25th anniversary Oriole Park replica ballpark, and more. For tickets, Orioles.com/tickets.
Yeah, Roger McDowell to have a little conversation, and again, we'll see how they play that. And Capper, the third base coach, talking to Devin Smith, who's already a couple of singles. Yeah, Jimmy Yacobonis up in the bullpen because of the depleted bullpen, and you know, right pitch 2 innings, and you know, been having a little bit of shoulder problems. You know, days on the DL. Britton, your closer, hadn't pitched in what, 5-6 weeks. A little bit short out there. A normal bullpen, if your starting pitching was good, this would be Gibbons territory. And that's why the Orioles have had such outstanding teams, because they can match up from the 6th inning on, and all good teams can.
Well, let's see how both these teams want to play this. You've got the number 9 hitter, Willie Garcia, on deck.
Yeah, I don't think they bunt, to be honest.
Manny Machado's moving in at third. Davis is already in at first. The Orioles defense is going to play bunt. Smith has had 2 singles, runners at first and second base, and nobody out. Davis is going to come hard, and he did, down to third, and fouls it off. Had to get it down to third with Davis charging. He bunts it to first. The Orioles would have a chance for a force out at third base.
Well, again, lack of speed at second. He just hits home runs and doubles. It's a big play because obviously the White Sox, they do want to get runners to second and third. But if the White Sox will give the Orioles an out, you have an inexperienced hitter on deck in Willie Garcia. So you're looking for outs here, because even if you give up a run, you don't want to have a big inning.
Kevin Smith has never had a sacrifice bunt in his major league career. Orioles still playing the bunt. Davis way in at first base. 0-1, does square, drops it, and a good one. And that's going to be a base hit. The Orioles didn't cover. An infield bunt single as the Orioles, Manny Machado started back to third base, and nobody else was there.
Well, we've seen this before this year where they get miscommunication, because the only reason you go back is you think the pitcher is going to actually go to third, and I think he might have gotten a misread on whether the ball was right back to the pitcher, but it wasn't even close to Chris Tillman, and he just stayed on the mound. So an extra out. They give you the out, you don't take it. Huge, huge, huge play in this game.
So the bases are loaded, nobody out in the 6th inning. Willie Garcia coming up. He has struck out, flied to center. The Orioles at double play depth with nobody out here in the 6th inning. Let the go ahead run score if they can get a ground ball double play. And a swing and a miss.
Well, what you're going to look for is a strikeout, especially if you get ahead. Chris Tillman, way back on the 12th of May, 105 pitches, and then 24th against the Twins, 104. Red Sox on June 4th, 103. So he's in that territory right now.
Garcia waiting on it. Garcia had never had an at bat with the bases loaded, and he's had 2 in this game.
Well, that's why I just young hitter, and if you get Chris Tillman and he's been on his game, they're giving you out. You take the out, and then you strike this guy out and take your chances with Melky Cabrera. It was always a tough out, but that's why this game, I mean, still young in the 6th inning in a 1-1 ball game. You just don't give them extra outs.
Garcia struck out with the bases loaded in the 2nd inning. 0-2 count here, and he's going to strike out again. He's not had good at bats in these situations. Tillman gets his 6th strikeout and a chance to get out of the inning on a ground ball double play.
Yeah, you could see this coming, and you know, again, a veteran pitcher who all of a sudden is pitching like he's capable of. Nice block by Caleb Joseph. Keep it in front of him.
So Tillman will be tested here. The best average against Tillman in the White Sox lineup is Melky Cabrera. You mentioned it earlier, 379 lifetime against Chris. He's had a base hit, 1 for 3 in the ball game. Bases remain loaded, 1 down. Orioles looking for the double play to get out of this 6th inning. Cabrera up the middle gets a base hit. Davidson will score. Sanchez will score. 2 RBIs for Cabrera and a 3-1 White Sox lead.
Yeah, because you know, again, if they give you the out, you're probably not going to pitch to him. There's a change up, and he just hits it right back up the middle. And Chris Tillman's going to go do what you got to do. Heavy heart. If that's going to get him out of the game.
So that will be it for Chris Tillman, as Cabrera picks up 2 big RBIs here in the 6th. Runners at first and second, still only 1 away. And Anderson, the number 2 hitter, will be due up. A good performance by Chris, but at this point at least not good enough.
did in a way. Of course, they don't get him a lot of runs. Made some good pitches as the game progressed. Seemed like his command got a little bit better. The big strikeout of Frazier, using his slider, his changeup, slider that really the pitch that improved. Now it gets hit around because the White Sox are swinging the bat. And again, early trouble second and third. Only the home run to the 6th inning here. So he can't win, only lose. Jimmy Accabonis come back. 3rd time he's going to have a chance to pitch. Got roughed up in New York. Actually pitched pretty well the other night here in Chicago. Fastball slider pitcher, and again a very young guy trying to 13th round. So he's worked his way through the minor leagues. Had a very good year at AAA Norfolk.
Tim Anderson with 2 on will take the slider away. Cabrera picking up the big 2 RBI single is on at first base. Smith is down at second, and Tim Anderson at the plate. Anderson has gone 0 for 3 in the ball game. The White Sox now 3 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Accabonis with a 1-0 delivery and another breaking ball that's going to miss outside.
Yeah, that was really the word was that just had to really work on the breaking ball. And I was talking to him actually yesterday afternoon out, when it was raining out by the dugout, and he said, yeah, the difference between the strikeout breaking ball or the one I throw for a strike and then the one that I can throw off the plate when I get ahead.
Anderson will take it away, and he falls behind 3-0.
But again, it doesn't get any higher than here, and you've got to be able to command your stuff and also your emotions. That's not always easy.
He worked 2 innings in the series, giving up only 1 hit to the White Sox. 1-0, .9 ERA, pitching with the Tides this year. 3-0 count, and walked him on 4 straight to load him again.
And I talked to him. I said, here's the deal. We know Anderson's a good fastball hitter, but if you come in and you don't throw your breaking ball for a strike, as he did there, ball 1, ball 2, you're not pitching to your strength. So the White Sox are elated that not that he pitched around Anderson, but that he walked him to get to Abreu, because now all of a sudden, even though Garcia behind him has been thrown out of the game arguing a check strike call, you get the big part of the lineup coming up.
Jose Abreu, look at the 2 grand salamis and a .355 average with the bases loaded in his career. He's had a base hit in this game, 1 for 3. Accabonis 3 on, 1 down, needing that ground ball. Abreu will take it inside. He's got a chance to do even more damage, as though he hasn't done enough. Smith, Cabrera, and Anderson with a .480 average against the Orioles and 4 RBIs this year with 1 home run. Runners get their leads. Here's the 1-0 delivery, and that hits him. Or the bat. Hit the bat. And a foul ball. He never even moved
up
to first base. And also got Caleb Joseph. Caleb had a hand, non-glove hand, about as protected as you could have, and the ball still found a way to find it. 1 ball, 1 strikeout. Accabonis delivers to him. That's going to go to the backstop. Rebound so fast, everybody has to stay. Throw down to third base, and he hadn't come off the bag. Smith's still there.
Yeah, again, I mean, not even close. I mean, just down and away, and then, boy, fortunate bat. But then, seen a lot of that lately. Ill-advised throws and more of emotional plays. You want an out, you need an out.
Fortunately, Manny was looking.
Well, unfortunately, he we saw that in New York where he threw right into the runner, didn't have an avenue, and then all of a sudden the ball's down in the left field corner. And
so the count goes to 2-1 on Abreu. Boy, that ball came back off the backstop in a hurry. Abreu on a wild cut on the pitch away.
Well, he was, he was looking fastball, anticipating fastball, hoping fastball, and he didn't get a fastball.
2-2 count. Bray with the base hit he's had in this game has hit against the Orioles 14 of the last 16 games. The Orioles hope that one single is going to be it in this one.
You know, you're hoping for a ground ball. One pitch for one, 2 outs.
2 runs in the inning for the White Sox. 2-2 delivery on the way, and that's outside, and Caleb has to knee walk to hold that one. Full count. Smith a single on at third. Melky Cabrera single on at second. The walk to Tim Anderson. He's on at first. And here comes the 3-2 delivery to him, and he walked in a run. Consecutive walks by Yacobonis. And an RBI for Abreu and a 4-1 lead.
Yeah, easy to overthrow. I did it early on because you don't know better. Great learning moment. And it's a learning moment for Jimmy Yacobonis because he's never had to do this. I'm sure Caleb's trying to calm him down, and then
so the bases remain loaded, still only 1 away. And Leury Garcia is going to get his first at bat in this series. Out with a bad hand. Set out the game today until Avisail Garcia got heaved. Then came on to play his normal position in center field. Very fast.
They're hitting 300 with a little bit of power, 6 home runs. Doesn't walk a lot.
And he will play even with the bag at third.
And hard to double up.
And a swing and a foul ball. Garcia's .316 with runners in scoring position for the White Sox. Miguel Castro in the bullpen for the Orioles. So 3 walks have been issued in this inning. 1 by Tillman, 2 by Yacobonis. The 1 by Tillman has already scored. 0-1 delivery on the way. In the air, right center field. Adam Jones going back. Adam near the warning track. Runners tag. Run will score. Cabrera comes in. Sac fly for Garcia, and it is 5-1.
Yeah, part of the deal. Look for a pitch you get in the air, and then if you get it, don't miss it. And he didn't.
So the White Sox a big 6th inning. And that will be it in the line for Tillman. He will be charged with all 5 runs, 8 hits in 5 of the 3rd innings. 2 base runners on now, the responsibility of Yacobonis. And the White Sox have batted around. So for Chris, a tough one to watch. Having pitched as well as he did and held him down. The White Sox exploding here in the 6th inning. Frazier, the 9th batter to hit, is 0 for 3. A couple of strikeouts, 0 for 13 in these 4 games. Showalter thinking now what? Still a good distance to go in this game.
Yeah, and again, I mean, Jimmy Yacobonis is not a finesse pitcher. I mean, he's max effort. He's not going to just be able to pitch, kind of perfectly pitch. And then you got another youngster, Miguel Castro, up throwing in, and he's a similar pitcher. And again, when you're short in the bullpen, boy, because it doesn't play well, whether you're at home or on the road.
There are 2 down. Runners off first and third. Todd Frazier will take a strike. It's been the White Sox pitching which has been their problem with their starting rotation having an ERA of almost 6.5 over the last 22 games. But when they get home, been the offense which has given them a chance to win games, averaging almost 5.5 runs a ball game at home, third in the American League, and they are reaching that mark again today. 4 continues to be the magic number in the American League. In fact, in all of baseball, you get 4, your chances of winning are pretty good. 4 or more. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Yacamonis delivers. Frazier will take the pitch away. Right side wide open. Scope shifted over behind second base. Into the screen at 95. Caleb fixing a hole. Part of the plate started to come up there. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Delivery to Frazier will be up high. So another full count, 3-2. Runner at first will be going. Abreu.
Yeah, 17 pitches now, 11 balls, 6 strikes.
And Kirby returning to the bench. 3-2 delivery on the way with the runner going. He reached. He'll be back over the screen, not a play. So Yacamonis in a battle with the White Sox hitters here in the 6th, having walked 2, sacrifice fly by Laurie Garcia. And now Frazier's going to see the 7th pitch of his at bat with the runners at first and third. Frazier's had a tough time against the Orioles this year. 2 for 21 now. Here's the 3-2 delivery again, and he walks in. 4 hitters, 3 walks.
And if you're Buck Showalter, do you want to bring in another youngster that Orioles got from Colorado? And again, no, it does seem that one thing Miguel Castro can do is throw strikes. You know, even at AAA Norfolk, Jimmy Yacamonis had a little problem. 30 innings, what, 16 walks. Only 15 hits, but they're a little level here. You know, they know what they want to hit. If you don't, after the pretty good 3-2 slider, Frazier fouls it off, and then the walk.
Davidson's already had 1 grand slam in this series. He's had a home run in this game, a home run in all 4 against the Orioles. Bases loaded. Yacamonis all over the place, and Caleb's, that's it. Not able to throw strikes, so he's going to come out of the ball game. The 10th batter up. Davidson started the 6th inning with a double and would later score in the inning, and Buck Showalter just can't chance it anymore as Yacamonis cannot throw strikes. So Yacamonis out. He's responsible for the 3 who are on as the Orioles look for a final out here in the 6th.
on. Sinker, slider. Came in the other night and ended up pitching what, an inning, couple of hits, an earned run, 1 home run. Again, we saw him first when he came up, pitched in Detroit. Threw a bunch of strikes. Somewhere between 94 and 97, depending on if the windup's good. Young pitcher still learning how to pitch. Double-A Bowie this year, 2-0, but an ERA of almost 6 runs a game, 12 earned runs in 19 1/3 innings. And then 10 strikeouts and 4 walks. So like I said, throws a few more strikes than Jimmy Yacobonis.
Matt Davidson will stand in. Sacks are full. 1 down. 2 outs. And the fans, as soon as the bases were loaded and Davidson started up, you could hear the rumble go around the ballpark. Like, ooh, he's got another chance.
Well, he's going to look for a fastball.
So he gets a slider. They get a slider away. 1 ball, 1 strikeout on Davidson. 4 runs in the 6th inning. 11 hits now on the board for the White Sox. And a vital at bat if the Orioles are going to stay in this game. 1-1 delivery, and again drops that one in. 1-2.
Well, he showed us a good breaking ball the other night, and the same thing in Detroit.
Orioles will move the defense around. Scope out of the shift over to the second base side. Still moved over, but not on the shortstop side where he had been. 1-2 delivery on the way, and will miss inside. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Pitch to Davidson. Got him. So Castro comes on and gets it done as he gets the strikeout, but not before 4 across, and the White Sox take a 5-1 lead.
Look at our Geico highlights as Chris Tillman trying to get back on track, and again nothing ball game. Harrison will hit his 4th home run, make it 1-0. I mean, Mike Davidson, I keep calling him Harrison either way. He's got 4 home runs, and then Caleb Joseph. Now the White Sox 1-0, dumps a double in, and Ruben Tejada will score to tie it up 1-1, and then they give him an out, but they don't take it. Loads up the bases, and then Melky Cabrera, who hits Tillman well, right back up the middle. They'll add a couple more runs. They go ahead 3-1 and then 5-1. And those are our Geico highlights. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save. Chris Beck comes on, hard throwing righty, fastball, slider, changeup pitcher. Fastball in the mid-90s. So again, we told you about the fact that they have yet to relinquish a lead, going after 6 innings, having the lead. And he's a big part of it.
Swarzak worked an inning and 2/3, gave up no runs, 2 hits, had a walk and a strikeout in relief of the starter. Holmberg, a run on 4 hits in 4 1/3. Right now, as far as I probably is a pitcher of record on the winning side for the White Sox. So the Orioles will have to battle back in yet another one as we go to the 7th inning. J.J. Hardy getting the day off at short. Tejada's had a base hit, 1 for 2. Caleb and then Rickert are due up for the Orioles here in the 7th inning. 0-1 delivery will ride inside to Tejada. Bullpen's been active throughout the game. Jennings has been up a couple of times now. Canely joins him for matchups. Back out of that set position. We'll get the high strike called. Beck worked against the Orioles a couple of nights ago. An inning, no runs. Had 1 strikeout, didn't give anything up. It's been very good of late. A 1.98 ERA over the last 14 for Chris Beck. One, 2. Beck on the year, a total of 4 innings against the Orioles. Nothing surrendered and 3 strikeouts. .5-11-0 for the White Sox. The Orioles picking up that 1 run in the 5th inning. 6 hits. And a foul back off the end. Better be alive if you're the catcher, umpire, or even the guy at the plate on foul balls that come back. We've seen how quickly they return to the plate. That ball ricocheted right back. One of the wild, what would have been a wild pitch, came back to Joseph the last half inning. It really bounces back right to the home plate area.
Well, they have a nice padding system here. It certainly protects the infielders, catchers, people going back for pop-ups.
At a 1-ball, 2-strike count, Tejada. Upfield shaded to right on him. He'll go after it the other way, left center. Long, long run for Garcia. At the wall, makes the catch. He was way over towards right field.
Yeah, a lot of hang time on that ball, and then when it comes down, he's scurried under it.
Lurie Garcia, their regular center fielder, hauls that one in for the first out here in the 7th inning. Caleb Joseph, an RBI double, and he is flied out. Joseph 1 for 2 off Beck. And the pitch, Caleb goes after one upstairs. Delivery, outside corner strike.
Yeah, you could bottle that pitch. You know, came up the 2nd round draft choice by the White Sox, and usually when you get a 2nd round in 2012, you're going to get a good arm, and he started his way through the minor leagues as a starter. And then he can throw 95 or 96.
0-2 delivery. And just missed, working up and down here against Caleb Joseph. One ball, 2-strike count from Beck. Off the end of the bat and foul. Orioles wrapping up the road trip. They are 1-6 on this road trip, getting out of the losing streak last night, hoping to put together a couple of wins to head back home, open up the series tomorrow night against the Cardinals. And to do it here, they'll have to overcome the deficit and the bullpen that we've talked about that's been so good at holding leads. 1 ball, 2-strike count. Pitch to Caleb. and that's going to be down low.
Yeah, the Cardinals splitting a doubleheader yesterday. They're 30 and 34, but very much Milwaukee with 32 losses, leading the National League Central, very much in the race.
They will play tonight in St. Louis against the Brewers. 2-2 and a strikeout. So Beck records the first 2 outs in the 7th inning.
Yeah, again, you make a really decision on whether the guy has enough pitches. He has a changeup, doesn't throw it a lot, but that's about as good as a slider. So as we said with Anthony Swarzak, who started his career with the Twins, who came in and pitched 2 good innings. And you got a fastball slider guy with a plus fastball. And we haven't even seen Canley. We saw him the other day. He's throwing 99.
2 down, nobody on. Rickert with an 0 for 1 against Beck, who starts him out with a fastball strike in the inside corner. Rickert has had an 0 for 3 in the ball game, 2 for 8 in this series. Orioles run. RBI. Joseph got it. That one in the air to left field. Foul.
And there's the changeup, and he jerks it foul. Didn't throw it a whole lot, but then he doesn't really need it. Playing Kirby back from his daughter's graduation. And the curve can turn this offense around.
And the 0-2 delivery on the way. Pops that one up over near the Orioles dugout. It'll be behind it. And Rickert, the count will stay at 2 strikes. The home and road differential, which has been so big for the Orioles in about every category and ending up with the 12 and 22 mark, certainly has continued on this road trip. Orioles had gotten off to a decent start on the road early on in the season. That did not last, and they've not been able to put those numbers back together again on the road. Here's the 0-2 delivery. Another one up in the air and foul.
Yeah, it's just kind of amazing. The Orioles, they win the first 2 against Washington and Baltimore. They go to Washington. They have a 6-2 lead. Matt Wieters wins it for the Nats 7-6, and then it all goes downhill. At that point, they were what, 8-1 in 1-run games, and then they lose 7 1-run games in a row, most of them on the road.
Check swing. Yep, the Orioles differential in the ERA 3.63 at home and 6.16 on the road is the largest home road differential, second largest since 1913 for a differential between ERA, home and road. Only the 26 Boston Braves had a larger differential. Rickert battling here, and that one's going to catch him. Hit by a pitch.
Got him somewhere around the hand, and that's not good. And just a running fastball, and maybe the elbow. I guess he's holding his hand because of the nerves, but yep, point of the elbow.
Oriole trainer Richie Mansell's out there with Buck. Rickett's going to stay in. So Rickert goes down to first with 2 away. We may get a pitching change here as Joe McEwing, the bench coach who's now managing, is on his way to the mound, and he wants the right-hander. So McEwing comes out. He'll make the change. Beck coming out of the ball game. 2 down, 1 on in the 7th.
flings it up there. Hit 99, and again, outstanding years. They got him. They got him in a trade from Colorado back in 2015. He was with Charlotte last year. Also the White Sox, but 20 walks in 27 and a third innings. That's what spring training's for. Now all of a sudden he's not walking people. And again, pretty much just throws fastball. And he's got a changeup and a slider, but very rarely throws them because his fastball can be overpowering.
Tommy Kahnle worked a couple of nights ago against the Orioles. We're seeing the same pitchers who were in that game coming on to try and finish up this one.
He looks like
he worked an inning and struck out one.
He's a big guy. I mean, he's not that tall at 6'1", but 235, 240.
He's worked against the Orioles a couple of innings this year and has struck out 3. So Adam Jones will face Kahnle with a runner on at first base and 2 down in the 7th inning. Joey Rickert the lead at first base, and Adam goes after the first pitch and fouls it back.
Well, he's striking out an average of not that he, when you take his innings and multiply them by 9, over 15. And the ERA over his last 11 starts 1.42. So again, they don't blow leads because of this bullpen. And if you're an Oriole fan, you certainly can understand that in years past.
Kahnle's got the 5th best ERA among relievers, 4th in strikeouts per 9 innings, 3rd best whip. Adams going to get a base hit. It'll fall in, making the turn Rickard. He'll head over to 3rd. So the Orioles get a couple on, keep the inning alive after 2 outs. 1st and 3rd, 2 down. And that big out recorded with the bases loaded in the 6th that prevented the White Sox from adding to the lead really matters. Gives the Orioles a chance, stayed within striking distance because of it.
Yeah, once again, Adam just really kind of taken what he gives him. Slider that stayed up, went with it.
Manny Machado 0 for 3 against Kahnle. He's also 0 for 3 in the ball game. Ground out, pop out, strikeout. Orioles get their 7th hit, being out hit 11-7 by the White Sox. And the slider way up. 1-0 count. Well, the Orioles, after yet another comeback, they've done this so many times this season, late. They even did it against the White Sox in the 10-7 loss. They scored 5 runs combined in the 8th and 9th innings, but not enough. Machado on 1 down. 1-1. Runners off 1st and 3rd. The 1-1 delivery. Manny drives it to center, and another one smacked right at him. That's the way it's been going for Manny of late. The Orioles get no runs on 1 hit. They leave runners at 1st and 3rd. 7th inning stretch time in Chicago. ever sales event with the best total savings on select models in Hyundai's history is going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Gary Thorne and Jim Palmer here in Chicago. The White Sox jumping out to the lead in the 6th inning when they picked up the 4 runs, sent 10 batters to the plate, and they've had the pitching from Holmberg, their starter, 4 1/3, and Swarzak, Beck, and Canely have gotten it done out of the bullpen. Chris Tillman gave up 5 runs, 8 hits over 5 1/3. Yacabonis came on, 3rd of an inning. That'll be handled by Jones on the fly ball by Sanchez. 1 away, bottom of the 7th inning. Yacabonis walked 3, but he was not charged with any runs. Now Castro. He came on to get the strikeout in the 6th to end it against Davidson, and gets the first out in the 7th inning.
Well, all kinds of injuries last year. We first saw him when he actually was anointed the closer, about 3.5 years ago, coming out of spring training by Toronto. Ended up with Colorado. Shoulder problems last year, so they actually designated him for assignment in spring training this year.
Going after the first pitch again, this time the other way. Trumbo into the shade. In fair territory, puts it away. Fly ball up by Smith. 2 quick outs in the 7th inning. They got Castro getting 2 quick ones up from the Bowie Bay Sox. Join the Orioles and the bullpen. Trying to hold the fort to give the Orioles a chance with a couple more at bats. Garcia's 0 for 3, 3 for 12 in the series, and a strike taken. Willie Garcia, who started in center, moved over to right. And Laurie Garcia came on to replace VCL Garcia, who got thrown out, arguing about a check swing call, and then the manager also got thrown out, arguing about the same thing. That was back in the 5th inning. 0-1 delivery. Big cut.
You know, the old hanging slider goes a long way. If you make contact, swung right through it. Fouled it back.
Willie Garcia down on the count, 1-2. Chopper. Nice to the throw, and a good inning. Retires the side in order. 3 up, 3 down. Orioles will have Trumbo leading it off in the 8th. Birds are going to open a 7-game homestand with 3 against the Cardinals. Kevin Gausman will take the mound against Carlo Martinez tomorrow night. Our coverage on MASN 2 begins at 6:30 with those extra, presented by Southwest, followed by game coverage at 7. All the access you need right here on MASN.
Yeah, there you go. The Cards, and again, we're struggling. What, they're 3 games under 500. Batting's been a little bit of a problem. You can see the runs. Now the team ERA, bullpen not so good. O's done a nice job as a closer. Interim relievers have the best starting, at least the best starting numbers or in run average in the National League, and we'll get to see a little bit of that. Carlos Martinez throws close to 98, 100 miles per hour.
Mike Trumbo, Mancini, and then Scope due up for the Orioles here in the 8th. Mark drew a walk his last time up. He is singled and hit into a fielder's choice. Average at 261 as he goes after the first pitch. Canely got the final out, giving up a single in the 7th inning. Beck ended up 2/3 of an inning, no runs, 1 strikeout. Delivered to Trumbo's outside. Canely doing a 360 in the follow through that time.
Yeah, a little slippage right there. But if you want to watch a guy that uses his lower half, just check out this windup. I mean, again, he's only 6'1", but he's 230. Kind of a drop and power drive type of pitcher. Watch his lower half. And it's a changeup. So somebody told him, well, Trumbo hits fastballs. You throw 99. You can try to get him out with his 3rd pitch. So there's the drive right there. Very simple windup. And what they've been able to do here apparently is to simplify it enough to throw strikes.
He's doing a lot of that. Trumbo waiting on a 2-1. That'll be in the corner.
And 98. Mark shaking his head. Well, you lead the major leagues in home runs. They're going to pitch to you.
Canely's 2-2 delivery. Mark will take that away.
And another changeup. Just imagine your changeup being 92. That's the average major league fastball. Man, Jennings.
He's got a pitch. He's worked about 3 innings in the bullpen today.
Well, normally, after your 2nd time, you get the 3rd time, you're not coming in.
Yeah. 3-2 delivery on the way. Trumbo will pop it up. Backside of the dugout and out of play.
Canely going, just in case you need any help, I'll be over there.
$20,139 on hand for today's ball game. About the same as was here last night. Three ball, 2 strike count on Mark. Canely delivers to him inside out to right. Garcia. Trumbo retired, and there's one away here in the 8th inning. We'll bring up Trey Mancini. Trey's continued his hit streak to 6 games with a base hit. He is 1 for 3 in the ball game. The Orioles have just not been able to group together the hits where they need them. They've left 8 on base, and 4 of those have been in scoring position today. 1 down. Mancini fouls it back hard.
Well, they did what they did in the first game, even though they would end up winning that game 10-7. Pelfrey couldn't hold the lead. He was throwing, he was walking, walk 5 guys, did throw 3 double play balls. But they brought in Jacob Petrichka. They did that with Anthony Swarzak, and he stopped that rally when the Orioles were maybe going to take the lead back in the 5th. And when you have a deep bullpen, you can do that.
That one down the line deep, but that will turn foul. So Trey Mancini will come back with a 2-strike count. Twins beat the Mariners today 6-1. The Mariners are really struggling. Barrios is 6-1. The victory for the Minnesota Twins. And that one is going to be outside.
Well, the Twins swept the Orioles in Baltimore, and Santana pitched a terrific game, and then Berrios pitched the next game, and all the hitters said, well, you ought to see in his breaking ball. Young kid out of Puerto Rico that really has good stuff. And that's one of the reasons. Santana's better, Berrios is better, hitters are better.
Got him on the swinging strike.
Yeah, changeup. So late on the fastball, trying to catch up, and then not only just throw it, what's the movement on it? Late life. So again, you got to have your pro scouts because they go get this kid. And I don't know who this Yency Almonte. I said that the other night when he came in throwing 99, but he must be some kind of player because that's who they traded for him. And the White Sox saw a future in this power arm.
Swing and a miss on the pitch away. Take a look. Jim Coon's AL League leaderboard. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons.
That's a lot of doubles. And Corey Dickerson having a second year and coming over from Colorado with the Rays, having a breakout year. Mookie Betts is Mookie Betts, second in the MVP voting. So low and away, and then up and tied at 98. It's going to work.
So Jonathan quickly behind 0-2, got the walk in the 5th inning, scored the RBI double by Caleb Joseph. That's the lone run the Orioles have, trailing 5-1. Canley's delivery to him, and they'll strike out. Canley, a couple of Ks, retires the side in order. We'll go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. White Sox trying to take 3 of 4. Baseball break brought to you by T-Mobile. Well, the Rays and the Tigers go at it tonight. Verlander first looking for his first win since May 20. Talked about Alex Cobb earlier. Tampa Bay, is he on the line maybe to be moved? See the numbers against the Tigers. Red Sox and the Phillies. Chris Sale 7-0 in the last 8, and they've had a couple of extra inning ball games. Red Sox have come through against the Phillies though. Yankees and the A's on the West Coast. Jake Montgomery 2-0, 138 this month. And Sonny Gray, that's another name that's been mentioned, referring to the trading deadline on a pitcher who might be available. Good ERA at home.
Yeah, very talented right-hander when he stays healthy. And he's had trouble with that the last couple of years. So Miguel Castro doing a nice job, strike thrower.
He's retired all 4 batters that he's faced. He gets Melky Cabrera, who fouled it back. Cabrera, big hit in that 6th inning, delivered a 2 RBI single.
A lot of RBIs
this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, how about the RBIs though? You look at him and we said not a flashy guy, but he's played great in this series. Gets his hits, switch hitter, high average hitter, lifetime 286.
0-1 pitch to him will be down and away. He's closed in on a 300 batting average against the Orioles this year with the 2 for 4 that he's had in the ball game and the 2 RBIs. Anderson and then Abreu, top part of the order in the 8th. 1-1 delivery on the way, and that's their first strike. Throttle back to 82 on that pitch. Cabrera, the 1-2 delivery, and that's going to go to second, right at Jonathan Scope, and almost knocked him over.
Yeah, singeing line drive on a breaking ball that just comes back in the middle of the plate. And again, you know, he started the game with hit one really hard to Jonathan on one hop. And you're right about drives him back onto the grass. He didn't have a choice.
Even the outs are.
He would have right to the emergency room if he doesn't put the leather on that one.
Stung it. Tim Anderson taking the slider away. Anderson 0 for 3 and a walk. He's had a couple of hits, 12 at bats in this series. .1-0 delivery on the way, and that'll be outside. Chris Tillman on the line on the losing side. The Orioles starter, 5 runs, 8 hits, 5 in the third. Holmberg, starter. White Sox, non-decision, didn't go far enough to be considered for the win, 4 1/3 innings. So Swarzak, the first reliever, an inning and 2/3, probably will be on the mark for W if the White Sox can hang on to the lead. A 3-0 count. Anderson goes after it, fouls it off.
Wow. 3-0.
Astros 3-1 delivery to him, down to third, fair ball. Going to go into the corner. Rickard after it. On his way to second base. Anderson's got a double.
Yeah, a lot of good fastball hitters on this team. Yeah, Matt Davidson with, you know, he's hit 4 home runs on fastballs. Right here, gets into a fastball count. Boy, just nice controlled, quick swing into the corner for 2.
So Anderson in scoring position, a dozen hits on the board for the White Sox. And Abreu is going to be given the intentional pass. So Abreu heads down. Now 2 on. And Lurie Garcia will come up. Garcia had the sac fly in the 6th inning. In his first at bat. And the center fielder will get a chance for another RBI here. Orioles defense with 1 down at double play depth. In a little bit closer than they might otherwise be with Garcia's speed fooled on the pitch.
Yeah, he has a pretty good breaking ball, and as long as he stays on top of it, it goes straight down. Again, he's going to be so tall. It looks like he's about 6'7", 6'6", and when the leg swings, it's hard to stay on top of it, and then it gets flat.
Switch hitter will take it down low. Garcia's hit .314 right-handed and .295 left. Big numbers both ways. It's this is the side where he's had the 6 home runs. Trichka, Robinson, closer. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way outside. Runners on first and second base. Well located. He kind of leaned away on that swing, looking for something inside, maybe.
Oh, good location and great movement. You know, the good fastball's not always about velocity. You really get tricked by radar guns, but velocity and movement and location, pretty much a done deal.
Here's the 2-2 delivery on the way and gets him. Castro gets the strikeout, his second.
Yeah, again, leggy and long arms, and just kind of smoothly throws it by him at 95.
2 down. The 2 runners remain for Frazier. 2 strikeouts, a pop out, and a walk. And he'll reach and foul it off.
Yeah, boy, is he feeling for the ball in this series.
Frazier will take it. That'll be down low. Anderson's double. He's still at second base. Then Abreu drew the intentional pass because he has been so hot against the Orioles. And he's at first base. Castro, 1 ball, 1 strike count. One delivery. Bent back in across the inside part of the plate. 1-2. One-two pitch. Frazier takes, and that's going to move in. So Castro, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Orioles, top of the 9th inning. We'll have Castillo, Tejada, and Joseph due up. Orioles held down by 4 of the White Sox pitchers so far today. 1 run on 7 hits. 2-2 delivery. Frazier, chopper. May have hit the glove, forced at second base, and that's where Scope will go. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. 2 are left on base. Orioles go to the 9th inning, trailing it by 4. Is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Gary Thornton and Jim Palmer here in Chicago as the Orioles go to the 9th inning, down by a score of 5-1, as the White Sox are trying to pick up their 3rd win in 4 games against the O's.
Yeah, so their closer, 10 out of 11, as you can see, to a 6-out save in Cleveland on the 10th of June. The low numbers across the board. And again, much better when it's a save situation, which this one isn't. ERA of 1.46 when it's a save situation, and then 6 earned runs in 11 innings when it isn't. You can see great numbers, 2 for 20 leading off. Again, a very accomplished closer here for the White Sox. Signed a 4-year deal after being, he closed 1 year in New York, and then they let him go after he was the setup man for Mariano Rivera.
So the Orioles see what they can do with it here in the 9th inning. Castillo leading it off, a base hit. He has gone 1 for 3 in the ball game. Robertson with the 0-1 delivery. That'll be outside.
Yeah, he's got a great knuckle curveball. You know, he pretty much tops out at 91. You know, cutter, regular fastball. And he's got the overhand hook, the knuckle hook, that is very effective. Throws it probably almost 45% of the time.
Inside. He's given up 1 hit in an inning worked against the Orioles this season. He is 4-4 lifetime against the Orioles, just 5 for 9 in saves. This is the 45th game he's appeared in against the O's. Those games for the Yankees, of course, piled him up. That'll come back over the screen and out of play. Castillo, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Nice defensive hack on a nice pitch down and away.
One run. That's it for the Orioles on the board. Coming back in the 5th inning. Orioles had a couple of innings. As a matter of fact, 3 in a row, 5, 6, and 7, where it looked like they might be able to get some runs. They would leave on 2 in each of those innings. That one will just miss away.
Yeah, so signed all the way through next year, and as you mentioned, I guess he would be a trade chip. Salary somewhere around, I think it was a 4-year deal for $48 million, so $12 million a year.
3-2 hit hard in the air to center field, going back at the wall, and goodbye home run. That one hitting off the vines on the batting eye in center field, and Castillo delivers another homer.
Well, grand slam last night, along with the infield fielder's choice for an RBI, so 5, now 6 RBIs, and like we said, Robertson much better in save situations than when not. So last night, 439 on the grand slam home run, first of his career. This one didn't go as far, but it gets a run on the board. And finally gets some hittable stuff. 90-91, a little more hittable than Canely at 98 with a hard slider.
Here's our Lexus of Towson drive of the game.
And one of the few balls they've really been able to center. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly where the grand slam was last night.
Pitch on the way and fouled away. Our Lexus of Towson, the area's #1 volume Lexus dealer, 7 straight years. Come see why at LexusofTowson.com. Charles Edwards, our Maryland Lottery contestant, home run worth $500, the number 6 on the year for Wellington Castillo. Tejada base hit, 1 for 3, 1 ball 1 strike count. He'll foul that one off. So the Orioles make it a 5-2 game, and now it's a matter of getting a couple of runners on base. There's nobody out here in the 9th inning. Third home run hit off Robertson this year. Hit it twice, foul ball.
Yeah, that's a knuckle curveball. Yeah, Michael Anoa is coming off the DL. I don't know if he may just because he just got activated, you know, different ball that maybe he's throwing, but it's not really a sign of confidence when you bring your closer in with a 4-run lead and you get a setup guy up behind him.
Robertson, the 1-2 delivery on the way. No Tejada. Any way, anyhow to get on base. He is 0 for 5 off Robertson in his career. Ruben Tejada just wants to see first base here, and that's down low, not close. 3-2.
And Dave Robertson got to pitch to the scoreboard. You know, like 3-2, you got to throw a strike. The worst thing that could happen if Ruben Tejada gets on base and he did not have to swing the bat. That's what a 3-2 count does. Forces you to a little bit more of the plate.
Tejada will go after.
Another little cutter, hoping that the movement would get Tejada to swing through it or pop it up, and it didn't happen.
Caleb Joseph waiting on deck. Three-two delivery again. Tejada ground ball towards third base. Frazier out of the dirt. One down in the ninth. Vote today, vote tomorrow, and vote orange for your 2017 All-Stars, the MLB All-Star Game ballot. Vote at Orioles.com/vote. Catch all the excitement of the 88th MLB All-Star Game July 11th, live on Fox. Now, the Orioles did get out of the losing streak, of course, last night. Still, though, they have lost 15 of the last 17 road games. And right now, looks like they may add another to that. They got back to 500, 32-32 with the victory. Robertson's delivery and a check swing went around. Going to Jesus, home plate umpire makes the call on it.
Yeah, I mean, this is the major leagues, and it is really hard to win ball games when you're not playing well, and that's just the way it is. Yeah, I mean, you kind of look at good teams; they usually their starters give them a chance to win. That really hasn't happened on an often enough basis. You know, the Orioles certainly can have a flashy offense, but it hasn't really been very consistent. You know, June, what they were averaging until last night, 3.9 runs a game. That goes up a little bit, scoring 10. Scored 7 on Monday, but gave up 10.
Orioles get home to the friendly confines tomorrow night at Camden Yards against the Cardinals, where they have gone 21-10. That one will be bounced back. This game not over. If Caleb Joseph can find a way on, the Orioles turn the order over and look for an opportunity to get the power bats up again. 2-ball, 2-strike count on Caleb. Two-two delivery by Robertson. That'll be down the line in right field. Garcia.
Run out
right into the stands, and it hit in the first row and couldn't get it.
Yeah, wind kind of kited it right into the seats.
Robertson will try it again. 2-2 delivery on the way, and Caleb takes it away. So another good at bat as Caleb works the count. Full 3 balls, 2 strikes. And the 3-2 delivery. Caleb up the middle, and he's got a base hit on the 8th pitch of the at bat. Punches it out of the reach of Anderson, the shortstop.
Well, he was able to know where the bat head is, and when he's hitting well, which has been the case less, I mean, watch him just brings his hands in. I mean, that's an inside out string. If you try to hit the ball without knowing where the barrel is, I mean, you're going to hit that ball really kind of up by the handle, and it wouldn't have gotten through the infield.
Well,
Dave Robertson,
not done yet.
yeah, Dave Robertson, I mean, you know, home run, 3-2 on Tejada, finally gets a grounder and then a base hit.
Record 1 for 2. Orioles get the potential tying run in this ball game out to the on deck circle, and the pitch will be up high for a ball. And Robertson is throwing a lot of pitches, which is exactly what the Orioles wanted. You get these closers over that 20 pitch mark, and that's when they get in trouble.
Yeah, they're going to get it. Yeah, they're going to get him up again for the second time.
1-0 delivery on the way, and that's there.
Good time for him. Drop one down. So hadn't pitched since the 10th. 6 outs. Multi-inning saves. Oh, there you go. You heard me.
He tried.
tough to do it because you don't really bunt, and it's hard to get anybody that's going to be able to simulate to bunting his curveball because it's such a good hook.
So the count goes to 1-2 on Rickard, with Adam Jones waiting on deck. Caleb Joseph, the base runner, at first. And Robertson evens up the count as he misses that one, and he goes to.
Well, the one thing about Dave Robertson is that the stuff and not quite as much velocity he has when he was with the Yankees. He's thrown more like 93, 94. Still had the knuckle hook, still had the cutter. Turned 32 in April.
2-2 delivery on the way to Rickard, and he wins. Home plate umpire will make the call on it, and there's the second out.
Well, again, I mean, good pitchers are going to get Joey Rickard out because you haven't had that many at bats in the big leagues. Doesn't mean he can't hit, but if you can execute your pitches, and he just did, he's going to chase. That's what Swarzak did to him to get out of the the fifth inning when the Orioles looked like they might have a big inning going.
Adam Jones 2 for 4. Adam is a .292 average and 3 home runs off David Robertson. Runner goes, they'll give him second base.
Yeah, Todd Frazier looked over and said, "Where do you want me to play?" Again, if you're pitching to the scoreboard, the Orioles need to get another run on base before the tying run comes to the plate.
Adam, the 0-1 delivery to him is going to be ripped down the line, and it is a foul. Fine sliding catch made right there.
Wow.
Sign him up.
I guess. Star of the future right there.
A reaction defensive play right there.
Wow. Or is it it might be a her.
It is.
Sign her up.
Sign her up.
How did she do that?
That was a quick move right here.
I don't care if you're a boy or a girl. That was a heck of a play.
Jones swings. Play's got to be made at first. Ball game's over. So Robertson gets it done, not easily so. A run on a couple of hits, no errors, 1 left on base. Swarzak will get the win. He is 3-1. Tillman the loser. He is 1-5. No save in the ball game. Orioles end up 1-7 on the road trip, and again are below 500 as they drop to 32-33 to head home.